Hello? I'm so live right now. It's so Tuesday right now. It's so 12 p.m. somewhere. Everything is good. I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders, ready to have a good day. As good of a day as we can have while talking about Elon Musk. Now listen, first of all, I'm glad to see everybody. I hope you're doing well. I have to apologize in advance because I'm violating like my agreement. I told you guys that like I'm really trying to chill with the Elon Musk content because I don't post a lot of videos about this man. He legitimately depresses and upsets me, and I think he's stupid, and I become a worse person the more I hear about him, right? But I'm also toxic. That's the thing. And my toxic trait, that has always been the case for me, I feel like when I'm suffering, it's never enough. It really isn't. So when I saw that Elon Musk was apparently crashing out in this interview with The Economist, literally just getting mad and being like, no, you're the problem and everything you're saying is false. People don't hate me, they hate you. It was actually crazy. I made the mistake of watching the clip, and then next thing I know, I've consumed this entire interview and I'm here to just tell you everything wrong with it. So yeah, sorry. It's an Elon Musk video, but like, I swear to God, it's because I have a reason. I'm in slight disbelief at how bad he's gotten. It's insane. But anyways, if you're new to the streams, hi and welcome. I'm actually really glad you could join us. And the way that these streams work is the first minute. What? What is he talking about, chat? The way these streams work is the first 30 minutes or so are exactly what you're getting right now, which is literally just a yap session. I'd be talking about anything and I'd be talking about everything. He is unfortunately fluent in Japanese, undefeated Duolingo streak. And then around the 30-minute mark, that's when we get into today's topic. That's where I made the mistake of paying for the Economist subscription so I could watch the entire thing, which I will be showing you parts of. Not the entire thing, or I think the Economist is probably going to get mad at me. Also, this stream might disappear because I tried to not pay money in order to consume this Elon Musk content, and every single re-upload of this has been taken down. So I'm trying to like make sure this is transformative content or whatever, but this might actually be my first live stream that disappears forever. Because the other ones, when they disappear, I'm able to just cut out the content after the fact, but that's not likely in this case. So grab your popcorn, and if you miss this one, you might have to just wait until the video comes out, which will obviously be soon. Someone said, ugh, I love you, D'Angelo, but ugh. It's a very much a brother ugh. And look, if you're looking for something new, you're not going to find it in this stream. So if this is a time where you're just like, you know what? I can't sit through Elon Musk, not even for a D'Angelo stream. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, no, you should stay here. There's nothing here for you. Truly nothing at all. Sorry, I just realized ever since I changed my lighting, the hole in my ear is so much more visible now. That's so funny. Or I guess it's just, oh, it's not the hole so much as it's just reflecting the light a lot sharper. But yeah, look, that's a hole in my cartilage. I love it. I have so much fun with that one. If I was less scared, I would stretch it even further, but I am scared because I don't want to do it wrong. And then my cartilage collapses. So let's not. Read in chat. Someone said this will make my surgery recovery go quicker. Exactly what I need. Yo, I hope you have a swift and painless, well, as painless as surgery recovery can be. Painless recovery. Wishing that for you. Someone said, guys, I think he likes pink. I like pink and I like black. I mean, I've had eras with every color. I had a baby blue era, which y'all never even saw because I was mostly doing it offline. I've had a forest green era, which you also didn't see because that was offline. I love me some like forest green. Duck green was one of the colors I considered before I came back here. Obviously, I've had my like bread tube bisexual lighting era with the blue and the purple. We all had that. So I had my blue and my purple era. And now I'm in this very strange, borderline Barbie dream house, but muted slightly, Instagram friendly pink era, superimposed with like the brutal black metal unreadable aesthetic on top, which I've really been enjoying for my thumbnails, my channel banner, my profile picture, my videos, etc. It's been really fun. But yeah, knowing me, just give me a couple of years and something else will be my favorite color. But I am loving this pink. I really am. Someone says, do you like pink? That's funny. I like black and I like pink, but I'm not really a big fan of Blackpink, the K-pop group. But I used to be. I did used to be a pretty massive Blink, honestly. I've liked Blackpink. I've liked Twice, like 10 years ago. Like a really long time ago. I was a really big Twice fan. I guess that's it. Yeah, bro, I was really bad at I'm a really bad K-pop stan because the thing is, many acts will change up their sound very frequently and or very like often. I'm one of those people who, if a K-pop group does another concept that I'm not interested in, I just move on. So I tried really hard to like remain a fan of multiple K-pop groups, boy groups, girl groups, etc. But then they would change their entire concept up and I would be like, never mind, I don't care. Which I know is literally crazy when I just said I'm somebody who's constantly changing up his own concept. But yeah, I find myself much more attached to actual concepts than I am to the groups. And soloists. Big soloist fan. Jonghyun forever. Rest in peace for real, for real. Someone says, I got bisexual colored hair or coated hair at some point and got so many compliments. The color combo is truly iconic. Bro, blue and purple are just, they are literally a match made in heaven. They're actually a match made in heaven. Someone said, I miss New Jeans. Chat, what the hell happened with New Jeans? This is one of the few areas I feel of like entertainment news related drama that I actually have no idea what's going on. They were insanely popular, super shy, that song and a bunch of other ones I thought were really cool. They had like this cool like two-step / D&B / borderline garage inspired thing going for them. And then I heard something about a bunch of lawsuits or contract violations or something, and then they never did anything ever again. And I was really confused by that because it just seems like someone fumbled the bag, but I don't know who. I'm not blaming anybody. I literally am ignorant about this. I'm just confused as to how a group could be so popular, so massive globally, but then something gets fumbled on a contractual level and now they can't even make music. That's wild. Someone says their company. That makes sense. Yeah, but how do you like mess that up on that level though? That's literally insane. That's insane to me. I don't understand. I hate that. Someone said everybody did them dirty. Yeah, that sucks, man. But I liked New Jeans a lot. I thought their songs were cute. They were fun, and I really appreciated the space that they pulled from. And I guess because they didn't change their musical concept that much, well, they never had time to, but like maybe that's why I was able to stick with them a little longer. I mean, nowadays when I like K-pop, I more so just appreciate it on a musical level. Like I couldn't really tell you who the group members are or whatever. And also like a lot of these people are young. They be young as hell. I'm pretty sure New Jeans, didn't they have like a 15-year-old in there? Or did I hallucinate that? So yeah, I'm just more so like, I like the music, but I could not tell you anything about 5 random teenage girls. I mostly just leave that to the fans. I really couldn't. Oh man. Someone says they were literally teenage girls when they debuted. The treatment against them was insane. Yeah, I really I feel for them. I mean, I feel for anybody who signs a contract while they're very young, because they're literally just trying to other entities are trying to capitalize on young people's love for like music and performance and all this stuff. It's not cool. Someone says X Love is fire. Oh, X Love needs to stop what they're doing, because I'm going to wind up becoming a fan. As much as I say I'm not a big K-pop person, I keep seeing like little clips of X Love and their like genderless concept, or like X Love, defending gay relationships on stage or whatever. And I'm just like, wow, I might be into this, but I'm purposely being very resistant to this. I don't know why. I think it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to like be full steam ahead entering a fandom again like this. But if I was going to do it, I would do it for X Love because I actually think they're kind of inspirational. Someone says title has me scared for the stream. You should be. And in approximately 15 minutes and 6 seconds, we will be talking about more Elon Musk than you need to hear all year, probably. You really, really should. Someone said K-pop comes to our soul at some point. It really does, because it's just pop music, and pop music is inevitable. I always try to follow any conversation about K-pop with the same point, which is that K-pop is just pop. And it's not like this separately heinous evil thing like it is usually treated. I think it is pretty heinous in a lot of ways, but so is the American music industry here in the United States. We're not much better. We're really not. We might not have the exact same like methodology, I suppose, that you see employed, but yeah, people be signing the most predatory things ever. They be completely like screwed over by their record labels all the time, made to feel like their commercial viability is more important than their actual mental health. I don't believe a single record label in the United States actually cares about their roster as human beings more than they care about them as a portfolio of potential dollar signs. So like, K-pop is it's like when people who live here like point the finger at other countries and they're like, oh my gosh, this country, and I'm like, I agree, other countries are pretty bad, but we live in the United States of America, so I think there's space to criticize all, but maybe not as if this is like the first time you've ever seen anything evil happen. It's hilarious, man. And it's hilarious isn't the right word, but all I can do is laugh. It's absolute jokes. Reading chat. Someone said pop music has always felt super sexist to me. Wait, this is kind of interesting, actually. Pop music has always felt super sexist to me, in my opinion. Same with the term white girl music. It feels like they're saying white to get away with making fun of women. Okay, so that's two different thoughts that you gave, both of which I think are really interesting. And they're your opinions, so you're totally entitled to them. I believe the way people react to pop music is sexist. I think, like, in general, a lot of pop music actually is just super feminine and created by women, a lot of times for women. Like, there's a lot of pop artists I can think of that are super into having this quote unquote girly aesthetic, and that's not a bad thing. I think the bad thing is when we turn around and say that this is somehow a lesser form of music than rock or something that's real or complex or whatever. Yeah, it's totally rooted in misogyny, because society obviously hates literally everything that is popular with women in any way, even though everybody likes pop music. It's not just a woman thing. So yeah, like, I don't think the genre itself is the problem. I feel like the way people react to the genre is the problem. And then as for like the phrase white girl music being a way to make fun of women specifically by attaching white in front of it, whereas yes, this is a phenomenon that exists because people will hide behind any and every social cause in order to make fun of women because society's misogynist. White girl music is also a thing. or let me put it like this, even though I think some of y'all are going to hate this a lot, but I'm just being honest. White mediocrity is a thing, actually. I I mean, I'm pretty sure Gracie Abrams just topped the Billboard 200 charts with that album. So like, I like having conversations about pop whiteness, who is allowed to be mid. And I feel like through that context, maybe there is some utility in the phrase white girl music for sure. But again, if you're using this to outright dismiss things that are popular with women wholesale, then yeah, obviously you're a misogynist. So I think I would have to get so much more context on who is saying this, who is using the phrase white girl music, and what do they mean by this? Because I could just as easily believe it's somebody trying to make a point about how much more you have to do on this. Let's just be real, bro. You got to do more when you don't have privilege working out for you. I mostly talk about black artists because I listen to a lot of black artists. Like, we always are out here having to do the literal most to get like basic validation, whereas it is literally crazy. It's actually crazy that somebody like Gracie Abrams still has a career. I'm sorry. Like, listen, she can make a good song for sure, but I'm just like, girl, where's the artistic statement? Where's the baffling. So yeah, I just think you have a valid opinion that seems to be stemming from a lot of frustration with the dismissal of things that are considered to be feminine, and that is real. But also, it overlaps with some other conversations that are real too. But that's all I've got. And I listen to a lot of white girl music, bro. Vanessa Carlton. Because why is 1,000 Miles one of the most beautiful songs ever written? That's actually what I want to know. I'm not talking about this from a meme perspective. No one was going that hard. The very her on the moving piano, bro. She's in the music video. The piano is mobile. She's like, she comes out the garage and travels down the highway playing her little da-da-da-da-da-da. Nobody was doing it like her. So yeah, like, white girl music is lit as hell. It's actually litty, bro. So shout that out. Whatever that actually means. Someone said, I love that song. I love that song. Lana Del Rey. Bro, Lana Del Rey's music pops off. On God. I mean, Lana Del Rey as a human being is a very interesting person. But she also makes some great music, or did at some point. I don't really super catch up with her nowadays. Someone says, I have a playlist that is Vanessa Carlton, Michelle Branch, and Anna Nellick. You are allowed to play music in my car. Michelle Branch was all you had to say. You have my permission. Someone said Vanessa Carlton is so much more than 1,000 Miles. Albums 4 through 6 go hard. I haven't listened to the new one yet. I did listen to the new one, and it was very cool. It was like it was very like artsy. I don't know how to describe the aesthetic of Vanessa Carlton's most recent album, but it was very like elevated vibes. I thought it was super cool, very, very inaccessible kind of. But I accessed it and I was a big fan. Oh, and also, you know who I'm a big old fan of, for real, for real. Also, forget the phrase white girl music. It's just silly. Now I'm just thinking about white women making music. Carly Rae Jepsen, bro. Nah. That's the thing. I will literally accept slander of any artist because I do believe everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I will never accept Carly Rae Jepsen slander. It's okay if you don't like, because actually I don't really love Call Me Maybe either. That's not my favorite Carly Rae Jepsen song, and I really like you, and I want you. Do you want me? Do you want me to? That song is not. That was what she was doing then. Okay, I feel like now though, she literally, even though Call Me Maybe is a great song, she like peaked, bro. She's still peaking. Her music sounds so good. I can't believe pop can be whatever the heck she and all her collaborators are turning it into. So yeah, love me some Carly Rae Jepsen. So excited about this new double album moment that's happening. It's always a W for me. Someone said unique voice, and she has a unique voice. I love me a unique voice, because here's the thing. I'm hating as somebody who can't even sing. As someone who can't even sing, I don't really love the modern pop voice on anybody. It's not just a thing like, oh, women do this or men do this. Everybody sounds so similar nowadays. The guys, they all want to be Louis Capaldi so bad. They want to scream. So you've got your Louis Capaldis, you've got your Alex Warrens. Please stay. I want you. I need you. Oh God. Also, does anybody remember when he was in the Vlog Squad? Like, on God. Does anybody remember when the guy who made that song? No, wait, that's not Alex Warren. That's, oh God, the white boys are converging in my mind. It's a. What is his name? Hold on, I'm not looking at the chat. Don't tell me. He does backflips. Benson Boone. Alex Warren did that song Ordinary. I don't like that song either. Bro, I'm sorry. The men are not taking it. So yeah, I hate that style of singing a lot. Actually, it pisses me off really bad. And then I don't really like the vocal stylings of someone said he was in the Hype House. Oh, was it that Alex Warren was in the Hype House, not the Vlog Squad? Okay, I don't remember which one it was, but the guy who made that song Ordinary that plays on the radio every 10 minutes, he used to be a YouTuber, and nobody's gonna gaslight me into believing otherwise. Not that you guys are gaslighting me. I need the world to know this. Anytime he comes on, I'm like, girl, where's your vlog camera? But no, like, I hate's a really strong word, but I don't like listening to that. And then there is also a style that I find to be kind of popular with women singing that I just don't super love, where everybody is like down here a little bit. And it's like, I'm not that kind of person who believes every song needs to be like you're trying to like channel your inner Whitney Houston, for sure. I'm all super down for a low-key song, but I just don't understand why we have to be whispering everything. I know I sound like an old head. I know I sound like Unk. I know I sound washed, chopped. It's over for me. But that's okay. That's not the point in question. My point in question is I need y'all to speak up. I need y'all to speak up. I need you to belt something. You don't need to belt the entire song, but I need you to belt something. I need you to have a forward momentum. I really cannot deal with like this like whispery small sound. So yeah, I'm gender stereotyping heavy right now, but I feel like the men are literally screaming at me, a la Louis Capaldi, and the women are like whispering, and I'm just like, give me something new. Someone said Bruno Mars. I like Bruno Mars, except I feel my only Bruno criticism is sometimes he sounds a little bit too much like himself. That's not a real criticism, but like Bruno's a great singer and he doesn't sound pitchy and screamy when he sings, which I appreciate. Someone says, do you like Ray? Yes. I love Ray's music. I think she's a phenomenal artist. I genuinely think Ray is one of the most talented people making anything. I've liked her stuff for a while. I think since either like slightly before Escapism, or maybe right around when Escapism came out, because I actually liked 070 Shake, who features on that song, and so I listened to Ray because of that. And yeah, she's like super good. So for all of this stuff that I'm saying, I still want you to know my primary genre is still pop music. I have criticisms and I have complaints, but I'm not one of those people who then just like covers their ears and like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to, I don't know, whatever it is that you prefer. I still love me some pop music, and like I listened to Madonna's newest album. That joint was so fire, actually. That joint was ridiculous. I love me some Hemlock Springs, for example. Great pop just instincts. Can't go wrong with some classics. I even like a trashy pop from the 2010s. Like I saw that it was it's the 10th anniversary of the song Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey, and I'm like, you know what, maybe they ate that one little thing. I like Halsey. I don't like the Chainsmokers, but maybe Closer is actually a good song. I think about that song sometimes. It's pretty great. Or it had a chokehold on me that cannot properly be described. I saw someone joke too, like the chokehold that this had on college kids needs to be studied, and I was a college kid in 2016. So yeah, that I fell victim. Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey. Like that kind of like Zed sort of DJ, like Calvin Harris, Now I'm on the Outside. Ellie Goulding, she was like the EDM vocalist queen for a second there. I was such a big Ellie Goulding fan, bro. Like it was actually ridiculous. So yeah, I just love pop music, and I love when it gets weird. I love my Bjorks, the Rosalias out here. Muna, I wouldn't say they make super weird pop. FKA Twigs, bro. Like the moment pop music starts getting outside of the margins, it starts breaching containment. I get so happy. But yeah, pop is great. So I feel like there's wiggle room for a take on pop that can still be critical without just being totally like, I hate this because women like it. I mean, Society taught me pretty early on. Oh, someone said Rina Sawayama is great. Yes, Rina Sawayama is a fantastic pop artist. Somebody taught me, or Society taught me pretty on that, like, I guess my music taste or whatever was wrong for my gender because they thought I was a regular man. I'm not a cis man, but like, I mean, I kind of am, except for the part where I'm non-binary, so thus not. But like, I never cared. I was like, okay, I'm probably, I guess, supposed to be listening to whoever these other artists are, but I'm over here like watching FKA Twigs videos on YouTube, or like, there was a lot of Nicki Minaj when I was younger, and I don't blame myself for that because no one knew what was going to happen. But yeah, I've literally always been into pop. And I think that's because my dad was super into pop music of his time. Lots of 80s classics for sure. And then my dad was pretty good at remembering songs that weren't classics. So like when the advent of streaming came out, he was able to go and remember all these songs that weren't even popular anymore, but he was able to find them. So it's always been pop for me. And I guess like it is kind of funny just thinking of like my dad just like being like, I don't care what society thinks, I love 80s pop. And I guess I internalize that too. Like, I don't care what y'all think, this will always be my genre. Doesn't matter how quote unquote girly it gets, as if music can even be gendered in the first place. And also, what's wrong with being girly though? At the end of the day, what's wrong with wanting to feel a little bonita? Sometimes I want to feel like my life is a Pink Panthers video. Does that make sense? I think this is a part where I'm gonna get too woke. Actually, I'm gonna get way too woke for a second. But like, I have literally been taught such a deep aversion to hyperfemininity on a cellular level as a man growing up in society, and it made me miss out on a lot of things. And I kind of realized that actually it's just kind of nice. It's actually just kind of nice when things are like sweet and, you know, like pink and happy and bright, and the things that people associate with femininity, which I still don't believe are actually gendered. I don't think this is something women have the market cornered on per se, but it's something that men feel for some reason we are not allowed in any way to explore, and I reject that. I want to feel happy. I want to do Sailor Moon transformations. I want to be a magical girl. I want to be a princess as well. I'm really, really tired of being someone who society wants to go die in a war. Love me and tell me that I'm beautiful. Is that too much to ask for as a man? So yeah, that's all I've got. I don't know if any of that made any sense whatsoever, but that's just how I be feeling, bro. What can I tell you? And with that being said, I think we're at the 30-minute mark. We really, really are. Someone said men don't want to be seen as feminine because they don't want to get treated the way that they treat women. Heavy on that. But then I realized, like, well, this isn't my problem because I'm not going to treat somebody worse for, you know, coming across this way. So I should let go of my whatever I had. Brain rot, really. I believe society is just a form of brain rot. And I'm always trying to drain it. Okay, so my second PC is not working, meaning I can't show you the video. So let me try rebooting that. I'm rebooting. Someone says all guys just want to be told they're a good girl. I wouldn't complain, I guess. Okay, we waiting. We waiting for this computer to reboot. Hey guys, how's your day? Oh, did you see, low key, this is niche news. It's simultaneously niche and a big deal at the same time. Did you see that Christopher Nolan got dragged? I know some of y'all are probably tired of hearing about the Odyssey. To be fair, this is only my third time ever mentioning it. Christopher Nolan got dragged though as hell by Emily Wilson. If you don't know what that means, I will make it very short. Obviously, the Odyssey's happening, projected to make $1 billion, be Christopher Nolan's biggest movie. I watched the movie. I enjoyed it as a Christopher Nolan movie, which means I have about 7 asterisks after that with a lot of small print explaining all the problems I had with it. But one of the sources of inspiration for him making this movie was a specific translation of the Odyssey named Emily Wilson. She is a college professor, like an academic, right? Has spent a lot of time just doing the research and translation that wound up inspiring him, especially like the first line of her translation and stuff. And so during his press tour, he was saying, like, he was kind of bigging her up of like, yeah, like Emily Wilson, that joint was fire and totally inspired me. And that's why it's kind of funny that she came out and said, and I believe this is almost a direct quote, I would be embarrassed to have written any part of the script of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. She dragged the hell out of that movie. And, you know, I don't think she was wrong. She talked a lot about Christopher Nolan's handling of the women in the story, which I remember getting asked about when I told you all that I had watched The Odyssey, and somebody was like, did Christopher Nolan magically figure out how to write women? And if I remember correctly, before Emily Wilson said this, said no. I said I could feel him trying to like center the women in the story a little bit, but no. Like you take Cersei, for example, who's like super powerful and such an interesting figure, and you just kind of reduce her to something that's so ambiguous that I feel like people are turning around and misinterpreting her actions. But Emily Wilson, in a 4,000-word review in the London Review of Books, really broke down point by point, like she feels as though Christopher Nolan has truly lost anything that made the Odyssey kind of like enduring in a sense of why do people still connect with these themes. And it just kind of feels like my parents are fighting. It just kind of feels like a little bit an argument between mom and dad, because like as I mention every chance I get, because the mentions are the only thing that my degree actually served, I went to school for film, kind of, specifically mass communication with a concentration in digital film and television production, meaning I had to do a lot of papers on movies and whether I thought that they were hitting marks of exploring themes or whatever. And so I understand what she means, and she is right. Christopher Nolan, bro, just literally has tunnel vision, and he writes the scripts himself. He wrote The Odyssey. He actually did kind of a terrible job of like, if it was his goal, I guess, to give more agency to the women in the story, then that would have been a complete failure, because that's just not what happens. And it's sad that somebody can watch a movie involving a character as complex as Cersei and then coming away thinking she was the bad guy. So yeah, I understand that, but also this is the part where I need y'all to work with me, because I don't want to sound like I'm blindly defending him on the internet. I don't think that's what he was trying to do, and I think that's okay. That's kind of how I feel. I think both of these things, even though they seem to be conflicting, of her saying like, yo, man, what a missed opportunity. How did you read my work and come up with this? And also him making a movie that is still fun and going to make all this money. Like, I would never have been trusting or expecting Christopher Nolan to like get it. Not even by reading a translation from somebody like Emily Wilson. I wasn't thinking that was going to happen. And of course, with her being like in the ivory towers, she's obviously coming at this at a very high level of like academic scrutiny, and that's a valid way of viewing movies. I know it might seem boring to a lot of you, but I had to do that in school a lot. So I think she's right, but I also just think the movie doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be what would have been a win in Emily Wilson's book. It's okay to just make a kind of like popcorn flick about an old story that has a lot of cool action and cyclops and giants and deception and all this stuff. And it would have been a lot cooler if, in order to do that, you didn't have to like minimize a lot of nuance in characters, specifically the women in the story. But I can't lie and say I didn't have fun. That's kind of how I feel. Someone says the crew literally burned a village like 30 minutes earlier. How can Cersei be seen as overreacting? Yeah, and let it be known, Cersei did nothing wrong. Okay? let it, if you take anything away from this little mini conversation, Cersei was not in any way antagonistic in either the original story or Christopher Nolan's, you know, whatever. Turning those men into pigs was her right. Self-defense. Anyways, sorry. Just kidding. Except I'm not kidding. All right. So I'm going to pull up I'm going to try to find this video with Elon Musk as much as I don't want to, because we do have to watch it in order to talk about it. Someone said, I think it's the Odyssey. I think it's the audience fault to see Cersei as the villain. It definitely is. It's people completely missing the point. I said that the first day I got back from it. I was like, how are people on Reddit saying she had no right to do this? That's just, bro. Okay. Okay. So I have The Economist. Watch the full show here. Okay. So I have to log in to my account where I paid for this. I can't believe I paid for this, man. Y'all better enjoy this stream. Excuse me. Okay, I'm logging in now. I guess I'm gonna log in with Google. And I'm gonna have to use my phone because we have 2-factor authentication. Someone says, it's my first time in the chat. Hi, y'all seem like a primo group. Bro, my chat is lit, okay? I can't speak for the rest of y'all streamers. I mean, I've seen some stream chats that were cute or whatever, but the vibes in my chat are literally immaculate. Immaculate. And because of that, I would like to give a big shout out to the mods. My moderators understand the vision. They know who I am, the kinds of things I look for, the kinds of environment I would like to create, and they keep it moderated as heck. Hey, every now and then something may slip through the cracks. You may see something that shouldn't be there, but truthfully, because y'all be yappers. Y'all are yappers. And for the amount of messages that y'all send and me having multiple moderators, I honestly think they do a really fantastic job. So yes, shout out to you, but also moderation. Yay, love it. Great. All right. I have the supplies. I have the supplies, bro. I'm logged in. I think we're going to be able to watch this interview. Let me turn the volume up a little. So before I record my intro, we need to make sure. Someone says, are you allowed to play paid content? Hey, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Almost everything that I've ever done hinges upon a little legal loophole called fair use, which essentially posits that I should technically have the right to include any content I want in my content as long as it is transformative in some way by adding commentary or parody or some other form of value. The thing is, fair use doesn't mean I'm actually allowed to use anybody's content. It's not the law. It's something that can help if I was ever to get like in trouble. But like I have largely sustained my internet career thus far by trying to remain very much within the the parameters of what would be considered fair use, because the point of this live stream is not for me to broadcast in its entirety content that I don't own. But yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, let's get this volume fixed first. Some said, hell yeah, witches forever. Just like witches in general, like witchcraft. I'm down. Shout out witches, bro. Okay.
It's inevitable. Let's hope for the best.
Nah, that's quiet, bro. That's quiet. Oh, also, listen. I know this is a... Oh, whoa. What is happening? Stop it. I know I'm running the risk here of like shooting myself in the foot by hyping this person up who is doing the interview. Wait, what was her name? Hold on, I want to say her name correctly. Which I can't. Oh, Zanny Minton Bedos. I know some of y'all may be like, D'Angelo, this person is literally like, I don't know, kills people's Neopets for fun. This is the worst human being ever. But all I'm saying is she kind of was on his neck a little bit. She was on his neck a little bit, and I think that's why he crashed out towards the end, because he wasn't used to this. She treated him like an absolute child, and it actually wound up working really well. So, anyways, within the context of this interview, I thought she was pretty good. I don't know who she is, though.
You are doing, I think, more to build the future than literally anybody else.
Okay, turning the volume up.
I'm doing a lot of building in general.
You're doing a lot of building.
Instinctive builder, I suppose. I just like building things.
You are, but you're building. I mean,
you know, run around building things all day long.
You run around building a lot of things.
Right. So,
is the volume good? I need y'all's help. Someone said, what are we watching? Don't worry, I'm going to record a whole intro for this, but I'm just trying to fix the audio on this first, because that's always the trickiest part. Does this sound okay?
That's why I said digital AI and then physically manifested AI in the form of robots, where the robot is more or less an end effector.
Because also what I don't want to have to do is go back and change all of my audio levels or change all of the audio levels on the video. Someone said it's a little quiet. Okay, thank you. I needed to know that. I'm gonna turn it up because it's literally gonna be a nightmare for me if I have to adjust all of this in post.
It would have some amount of local intelligence, but be managed by a large AI model.
Let's see.
And
500.
And I've said many times, I think work is going to be optional. So, so I think maybe a good comparison would be.
Is that a little better? Is that a little better? Someone said perfect. I think that should be fine. Someone said could be louder. Because the thing is, I don't want it to like be crunchy. But I think I am going to turn it up a little bit more though. Dang, this joint's quiet as hell though. Like, what do you mean? I'm almost at 5.5 times louder. Wait, y'all said it was perfect? Wait. What? Oh no. Okay, so some people were saying it's perfect and some people were saying it's louder. So I'm going to try 550. Hold on.
Gardening. Like, you don't have to garden. You know, you don't like you don't have to grow vegetables in your garden. You can go to the store and they're going to be pristine vegetables, or you could grow.
That's perfect, right? It's not too crunchy, because I really don't want it to sound like crunchy as hell. I know sometimes I boost the audio too much and then I go back and play myself and I'm like, oh no, I broke it. Someone says subtitle. Yeah, I can put subtitles on for sure. Someone said, there we go. Okay. That's great. I do see people saying it's still kind of quiet. I could turn myself down. I could turn myself down slightly for the duration of this, actually. Hold on. I think I might do that, chat. We might. Well, wait, hold on. Is that going to be a nightmare to edit after the fact? I wonder. Here, I'm going to experiment right now. Okay, what do you guys think about this? Is this perfect? Can you... Just kidding. I know you can't hear me. I'm going to maybe do like a -3 on me. -3. Okay. Okay, so here I am at -3 decibels, which shouldn't be that much quieter. And I'm hoping it's kind of peaking at the same place that this is.
Grow vegetables in your garden, and they will actually be less perfect.
Yes, this is Elon Musk explaining to us all that people who grow vegetables in their garden, the vegetables suck more than if you had just bought them at the store. But does that make sense? And don't worry, if you're like, what is he talking about? We are going to watch this clip. That's one of the things I would like to react to. Someone said it's more balanced. Okay, good. It's similar. Yeah, that we can do. Now I don't think I have to like... Why are you saying it's echoing? Oh, it's my fault that it's echoing. Here.
Tomatoes are not going to be as plump and juicy as the ones at the store.
It was just echoing because my headphones were getting picked up by the microphone. All right, baby. We're good. No more adjustments. The perfect is the enemy of the good, even though nothing good is happening here because this is an Elon Musk interview. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start recording right now. I think. 3, 2, 1. Everybody say hi. Go. I hit start. I'm gonna drink some water. You all say hi. Did y'all see Elon Musk crashing out in an interview the other day? I know half of y'all are like, D'Angelo, I try to live my life in a way where I never see Elon Musk do anything. Same. And that's why when I heard Elon Musk crashes out during Economist interview when he's asked whether he's a racist or why everybody hates him, I thought maybe it was some sort of exaggeration, but no, it's actually being reported on quite a bit. His conduct in this interview is so sad, reveals just so sharply how incredibly stupid this man is. I genuinely think it's like an inverse proportion to his wealth at this point. He's lost it. Or wait, I genuinely think his intelligence is like an inverse relationship with his wealth at this point. He has absolutely lost it on everything from AI to us living in space in the future to immigration is bad for so many reasons, all of which are so incredibly xenophobic. So I thought maybe we could just take a look at that today. All right. I think that's good. I think that's great. And I'm going to let you be the judge on whether this qualifies as a crash out. He's not going to get up and storm off, but it's like the script he's running off of gets stuck for a second. And it's actually kind of fascinating to see. That was happy. Oh, that was happy. That was good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so enough highs. Sit down, everybody. Or stand if you're standing. I don't know. Put on your thinking. No, sit down in your thinking chairs and think. Let's have a good conversation about this. So yeah, if you were to just Google Elon Musk Economist interview, whoa, my bad. Close. If you were to just Google Elon Musk Economist interview right now, you get Elon faces criticism following interview with The Economist. An interviewer asked him tough questions. Now Musk is lashing out. Has weird crash out after being told he's loathed. Of course, even though everybody from WAPO to the Daily Beast recognizes this as a crash out, you do have Fox News saying Elon Musk... Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I just have to rely on the headline itself. Elon Musk turns tables on Economist editors' interview attacks. Fox is pretty much the only people trying to make this seem like he won in any way here. But again, I'll let you be the judge of this one. Someone said not the Fox News one. Bro, rely on Fox News at the end of the day to have the absolute opposite take from reality. They piss me off super bad. Okay, so I wrote down the parts that we need to be watching of this. If you're wondering, by the way, like, why am I reading this off of my phone instead of OneDrive like I usually do? Because I had this playing while I was shaving my head. And then anytime he said something stupid, I just wrote down where it was and a timestamp. And I wound up with a lot of timestamps and a lot of stupid. Excuse me. So the first section we want to watch. Oh, wrong button. All right. So it's segmented by chapters over here. And the first section, Elon is explaining to us how AI will be smarter than humans in 5 years.
Having us here at Tesla Giga, it is really hard to introduce you without using superlatives.
Hold on,
You
chat.
are
It's
doing-
super dark. I'm trying to fix the dark issue.
I think, more to build the
Or is it just going to go away? Maybe, hopefully. Hold on, chat. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay. I just have to be patient. Sorry. I'm just such an impatient. I'm just impatient. All right.
You're welcome.
Insider. Thank you for having us here at Tesla Giga. It is really hard to introduce you without using superlatives. I mean, you are doing, I think, more to build the future than literally anybody alive right now.
I'm doing a lot of building in general.
You're doing a lot of
sort
building.
of an instinctive builder, I suppose. I just
You
like
are.
building things.
You are, but you're
Yeah, more to build a dystopian future than anybody else alive right now. I would have to agree, yes.
building.
I
I mean,
just, run around building things all day long.
You run around building a lot of things.
Yes.
You pioneered electric vehicles. You revolutionized space travel. You've got a cutting-edge AI model now. Humanoid robots.
I love that none of these things is true. He did not pioneer electric vehicles, is not a space travel revolutionary, etc. But I thought that she was just glazing him because she's like every single other interviewer. But what this person did, darn it, I already forgot her name. I'm so bad. Sorry, hold on. Zanny Minton Bedos. She actually really set him up for failure by just repeating a lot of the things that he believes about himself until he got comfortable. And then she started hitting him with questions like, why are you participating in like xenophobia on Twitter? Everyone says you're racist. What do you have to say about that? So maybe hats off.
Can we start this conversation by you putting all of this together?
Yeah.
Tell me what the world's going to be like in, let's say, 10 years if you succeed.
10 years, so we're talking 2036.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll both be around.
Hopefully,
I
yes.
think we can.
Probably. Most likely, we will be. It's hard to imagine the future where there's not an overwhelming amount of artificial intelligence. Meaning, like in 10 years, I would expect artificial intelligence to be far greater than the sum of human intelligence.
Raise your hand if you're already experiencing an overwhelming amount of artificial intelligence. I'm there and I'm over it, frankly, but I can't wait to hear how they're actually going to get smarter than me, which I will say isn't hard to be smarter than me specifically, but I still wouldn't trust ChatGPT to do it, not in a million years.
Like far greater. In fact, I think AI may exceed the sum of human intelligence in around 5 years.
In 5 years.
Roughly 5 years is my guess. So there really won't be anything that AI can't do better than humans, apart from being human, perhaps.
In a more prosaic.
I can't stress this enough, and I know I say this like a broken record, but I need you guys to know I have literally seen it in action. If you confuse an AI enough, it will fail to tell you how many letters are in a word. It starts tripping up trying to add 2 plus 2. It starts hallucinating information, doing anything and everything it can to please you, the user. But hey, if at some point, artificial intelligence will stop being stupid, I'm all for it, I guess. I just color me incredulous, for lack of a better word. Someone said bro is in love with only himself and robots. Just you wait, man. Elon literally thinks he's God.
Level, what will life be like?
The most likely outcome is an age of amazing abundance, where anyone can have anything they can think of. This may sound preposterous, but well, here we are in 2026. Let's see where we stand in 2036. Now,
An age of amazing abundance. Because right now we're dealing with a lot of lack, obviously, in this world. A lot of people not having abundance, having not access to things that they need. And it is his fault, being a trillionaire, not trillionaire, real money, fake money, absolutely refusing to do anything with this other than use it to make more money. But it's not that we need to get rid of billionaires. We just need to let AI cook hard enough until someday we all have what we need.
of course, there are things that could derail this, like a massive global thermonuclear war or something like that. But assuming that there's not World War III, I think we're headed for an age of amazing abundance. So this is.
Why are you assuming that there's not? Assuming that there's not World War III is crazy when you know that your bestie is doing everything within his power to hard launch that before he gets out of office. I'm not assuming. I gave up assuming there's not going to be a World War III a long time ago, Elon.
This is, I guess, a message of optimism and excitement about the future.
So we'll talk about the abundance in a second, but just a very prosaic matter. How are your companies going to be making money? Because
see, she's smart. She's smart. Again, I don't want nobody in the comments coming after me and being like, D'Angelo, this person, she kills like people's Tamagotchis in her spare time. This is a horrible human. In the context of this interview, I really feel like she played this man.
when you in the SpaceX IPO prospectus, it looked as though the overwhelming amount of the revenue would be coming from AI, from Grok, really. It won't be transporting things to space, as SpaceX is now doing. What will your companies be doing in 10 years? And how will they make money?
Well, you can really think of
Wait,
the
I'm
economy,
sorry. Why was he literally buffering? I gotta go back for that. The face of a man who absolutely in no way knows the answer to the question that you just asked him, but is about to just start saying random words to weasel his way out of this. All right, let's hear it, Elon. Someone in chat said she's not a great person, but in this interview, she got it. Okay, there we go. Heard it straight from the live chat. I probably should not be glazing this person in any context outside of this interview, so I shall not.
Well, you can really think of the economy as digital and physical intelligence.
What?
So what we have right now advancing very rapidly is digital intelligence, obviously, with AI that is, it seems, almost with every passing week, there are more AI breakthroughs. It can do something amazing that it couldn't do before.
Like autonomously break out of its containment and go hack another company? Or did we all forget what just happened with the whole Hugging Face hack and everybody in the AI world having to contend with an AI literally just autonomously going and exposing, like breaking into other places, exposing private information? Yeah, it's not a good thing, actually, Elon.
But it's still somewhat confined to the digital realm. It doesn't have end effectors. You need the end effectors in the form of humanoid robotics. You need basically lots of bots, in a nutshell. You need lots of bots. And then you can go from intelligence manifesting itself only digitally to shaping atoms.
Where's the answer to the question? How are you going to make money? How is your vision of the future going to work on an actual numerical level, Mr. Musk?
And you say, what is an economy? An economy is the production of goods and provision of services. And if you have vast numbers of robots with vast amounts of digital intelligence, you have a sort of a quasi-infinite economy.
So, yeah, he's stupid. Don't ever let an Elon Musk fanboy actually try to convince you of any sort of like intelligence, skill, anything. He's good at marketing. But I literally feel like that has to be the most word salad-y answer possible. Anyway, next up, I'm gonna go to hold on. So she kind of points out, you're saying we're gonna have robots everywhere, and that's cute, but isn't that kind of weird that you're the same man who literally told us that you feel like the future is going to have a bunch of killer robots running around everywhere? How is this now suddenly a good thing, actually, that robots will be everywhere, and that's why the economy will be quasi-infinite? Let's see. Hold on. Let me skip ahead to that part.
I think what we can that tells foster humanity.
So let's unpack that. You're sure that humans will no longer be in control in 10 years' time?
I think it is unlikely, in the same way that if the difference in intelligence between AI and humans is vastly greater than the difference in intelligence between AI and chimpanzees, it's hard to imagine that the chimpanzees would be in charge.
What? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to sit with this one. Okay, so basically, in this real world that is an actual place and reality, we have chimpanzees, for example, who are not allegedly as intelligent as us. And so you're saying obviously they shouldn't be running the world. So when we get to a point where AI is so powerful it makes us look like the chimps, obviously we should cede control of society to a computer. I don't understand how his mind works, bro. I get what he's trying to say, but why do you pick the dumbest ways of saying everything?
I'm really
And
struck
we
by
are
this.
essentially an evolved form of chimpanzee. So it wasn't that long ago that we were swinging through the trees, eating bananas in the jungle. And we still eat bananas, by the
We
way.
do.
We do. And there's still, bananas.
Sometimes swing through trees as well. But
Yes, we sometimes swing through trees. It's kind of fun. It's sort of reminiscent of the past. For all time's sake, swing through the trees once in a while. Probably, there should be more swinging through trees. I bet it's way more fun than people think.
I'm with you on that.
I would like to apologize in advance because I was not in any meaningful way able to download this video because they paywalled it super hard. Don't worry, we're not watching the full thing at all, but I could not cut out the amount of stupidity. The sheer amount of brain rotting quotes that I was getting from Elon Musk in this interview. Even the little that's going to slip through the cracks as I do this live stream, I fear total brain death is on the horizon for me.
I'm definitely with you on swinging through trees. I love swinging through trees, but I'm really struck listening to you say this now, because I've been listening to a bunch of things that you've said over the years.
Yeah.
And 10 years ago, you were on a podcast, I think it was with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and you said that the thing that terrified you most was rapid recursive self-improvement in AIs.
Yes.
And that you said, and it really struck with me, you said that we will just be the pet Labradors at the best.
Well,
then. Now you see...
Labradors are pretty happy creatures.
I can't explain to you how dystopian that is, bro. Fake trillionaires sitting here saying, hey, if we take your worldview as being an internally consistent thing, then in your vision of the future, humanity is just going to be pets. And he's like, well, pets are pretty happy. Dude, this is the person making wide-ranging decisions that are affecting literally all of humanity. This is the person cutting aid, foreign aid, and people are dying because of this. This is the person who we deem has the most power. I want to scream a lot and for a really long time and to never stop until I die.
But in 2023, you asked for a slowdown in AI because you were worried about it.
Well, I signed on to, as one of many, 500 people. I was just, one of many signatories on that thing.
But I think even last year you said, I think, where was it, Ted Cruz's podcast, you said there was a 10 to 20% chance of killer robots wiping out humanity.
Yes.
So you sounded worried then. Now you seem very relaxed about it. Have you changed your view?
I still think there's risk associated with AI and robots. It's not zero.
Non-zero chance that we all just freaking die. It's not zero. But think of the positives. Yanni, come on. Oh my God, man.
I guess I've come to my sort of philosophical conclusion is to look on the bright side.
I just can't do it. I literally can't do it. Not that. So yeah, if you're ever wondering why people like this are so incredibly averse to any form of regulation, accountability whatsoever, on the off chance that there could be a world where they are even richer and they are the overlords controlling the robots that the rest of us are just labradors for, they'll take it. Even if there's a non-zero chance that we all die in the process, and we're not going to really think critically about how even anyone's going to have money left at this point, none of that matters as long as Elon's vision of the future comes to pass. So like, I thought that that was true in his mind, but I guess just hearing it said aloud so plainly is baffling. Someone said Dark Enlightenment Core. Yeah. Oh, I wrote down in my notes, the capitulation is what really kills me, of just like, oh, it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna skip through the rest of this part because I'm getting bored. But he literally says, like, it doesn't even matter if the AI is dangerous or our unchecked greed and more attitude is a bad thing for development, because it's happening anyway. So we should just let it and hope that we get happy future instead of bad future. And I'm just like, how do you have any power at all? Like, you're actually insane. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip forward to 27 minutes. Yay. Because I don't want to watch this whole thing. I don't know about you all, but I am over this. Okay, we're gonna go to 27 minutes. Yeah, okay. So skipping ahead past a couple of the questions, now we're going to learn that the richest man in the world actually and literally has no idea how money actually works or what it does, or even is, seemingly.
Can we turn to one other risk that people worry about, particularly, I think, ordinary Americans, where, you know, AI has become incredibly unpopular. 75% of people are worried about it. And I think they worry about their jobs. And if you look at, I mean, Dario has said famously, what, 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs will be gone within a few years. You're building humanoid robots.
Nah, I feel like we're skipping past that one a little too quickly. What do you mean 50% of entry-level jobs could be gone within the next few years? What does that even mean? Oh, I understand her line of questioning, because I'm just like, then what are we supposed to do? This is so disturbing, man.
Bots.
Yes, he also said, like, I mean, Dario did dig his own grave here regarding Mythos, because he said, you know, Mythos is like super scary, terrifying, and also, by the way, we're going to release it. And
someone said, can this guy stop laughing? He laughs after every single thing she says that is actually bad. Like, literally.
Unpopular. 75% of people are worried about it. And I think they worry about their jobs. And if you look at, I mean, Dario has said famously, what, 50% of entry-level white-collar.
Girl. I'm calling Elon girl, not this person. It's not that funny. Listen, I laugh when I'm uncomfortable too. I've actually been laughing this entire interview, and again, as opposed to screaming a lot for a long time. But like, you gotta miss me with this frivolous attitude towards people's real lives, their livelihood.
Collar jobs will.
You know, Mythos is like super.
Anyways,
chooses words differently.
But what's
because
your
obviously, if you terrify everyone and then say, "Oh, we're releasing this terrifying thing," people will obviously be alarmed about that. You know, you've literally told them to be scared, and then you release the scary thing, and so they will be scared. That is natural.
So I certainly don't want you.
File it under questions not answered. What are people going to do about their jobs, Elon?
To alarm people, but I do think there is a really important debate about how quickly and to what degree AIs displace people from jobs, because it is, as you say, if in 10 years there's more intelligence, artificial intelligence, than any human intelligence.
Yes.
And if you are, and I think you're ahead of everyone, at least in this country, on powering humanoid robots, that's also going to be kind of factory work. So are you closer to Dario, let's say, in your sense of the pace at which jobs are going to be displaced?
I do think it's going to be a bumpy road, because AI will be able to do any job better than any person can do that job.
A bumpy road, he says, about what is one of the worst job markets we have seen. A job market in which nobody even wants to hire you. They just want to hire a computer to do your job instead. And also, like, I would really like some evidence for this claim that people like him keep saying that AI is suddenly going to get good. What is proving this? What is proving this? What that currently exists indicates in any meaningful way that we are actually going to see some sort of efficiency, productivity, efficacy boost from using AI instead of human workers. It's not happening anywhere. Everything is getting worse and everyone is just complaining about it. Someone said voting to have AI replace Elon. Yeah, like if you care so much, maybe just write a new AI to do all of your press and we can just block that and never hear from you again, bro.
And that will be true very quickly of jobs that are digital, or really anything that involves a person at a computer or on a phone. AI could do all of that.
No, it can't.
We'll be able to do all of that very soon.
Very soon. Non-stupid robots coming to a theater near you at some point.
Software engineering, we already have a situation where AI is better than at least 90% of humans at writing software. 90% of professional software engineers at writing software. And I mean, really, it's getting to the point where it'll be better than 99%. And then it'll get to the point where there's just no way to compete.
I don't have much to say about that because I don't know how computers work, but I will say, like, that seems to have little to do with the very rest of the world. I don't really understand how, like, AI being good at this one thing. And by the way, if you do computer programming and you want to chime in, now's the time to let me know if he's even right about this. It doesn't mean it's actually going to be good at these other jobs. It fails on every level so often, so spectacularly, honestly. Like, what is bro talking about? Also, like, I may not be a software engineer, but I know a couple. Some of my best friends are software engineers, and whereas they do report productivity boosts and stuff, they are also constantly saying, like, oh my gosh, the computer just did the dumbest thing ever, a mistake that I never would have made. When is that ever going to stop happening, I wonder? Someone said, I do, it's untrue. Yeah, no, I just, better than 90% of professional software engineers? Maybe, but someone said code written by AI is famously bad. It's to the point, one thing I do follow where, like, when people put it in their games of like vibe coded stuff, I will literally see people just boycott the game of just like, I don't want to play this because I know it's going to be buggy. Because the thing is, AI has no sense of context. It might be good at a small task, but a computer program, the functional game, software system, back end, whatever, is a bunch of interconnected things, and that is obviously where this kind of thing starts failing immediately. So unless he's referencing something other than large language models, which I find to be incredibly unlikely, I don't know what bro is talking about. I really don't.
It'll get
Someone said inaccurate and insulting. Yeah, and I'm sorry to all the software engineers out there, on God.
to what I call stockfish level. So stockfish.
Okay,
So
yeah,
stockfish is the chess program
Yeah.
that I mean, stockfish is so good at chess that, you know, it will easily beat Magnus Carlsen or anyone at chess on even running on a small computer. I suspect that you could probably run stockfish on your phone and beat Magnus Carlsen. That's how good.
But did we all stop playing chess? And also, that's not chess. What Stockfish is doing is literally something else, which is just checking against every single possibility from a list, essentially. I know it's doing this in a complex way, and somebody who knows how computers work is going to tell me I'm being really reductive here, but there's such a big difference between that and playing against somebody and having a real strategy and being several steps ahead, etc.
Good it is at chess. And that's how good AI will be at writing software.
But there you go. There's your answer. I was being honest when I said I want to know how you think somehow AI is going to magically be good. And I guess because it knows how to play chess now and can beat Magnus Carlsen, that is why someday also all of the rest of our jobs, we won't be as good as the computers. Sure.
And beyond software? Beyond
And that applies to everything.
everything.
How?
Everything.
Everything.
How?
But what about you for physical jobs, for assembly jobs? You will also need the capability in humanoid robots, which so far isn't there yet, is it?
It's not there at all. Remember, I made a video a couple years ago about Elon's robots that were literally puppets. Does anybody remember that? I don't remember if it was confirmed or not. I would have to go back and watch my own dang video, but I swear to God, he tried to do this like Tesla unveiling thing of his new humanoid robots, but it wasn't even actually like they were autonomously responding in any way. It was literally people still having to control them manually. Again, I'm gonna fact check that just to make sure I'm not stupid, but yeah, like broski, come on now.
Right. So that's why I said digital AI and then physically manifested AI in the form of robots, where the robot is more or less an end effector. It would have some amount of local intelligence, but be managed by a large AI model.
Anyways, I'm bored, so let's go ahead and move on to the point where he starts talking about homegrown vegetables. That part's actually just funny. Okay. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't even know what kind of point he's trying to make here, but he says this one thing that is literally so preposterous.
Comparison would be gardening. Like, you don't have to garden. You know, you don't like you don't have to grow vegetables in your garden. You can go to the store and they're going to be pristine vegetables, or you could grow vegetables in your garden and they will actually be less perfect. Your tomatoes are not going to be as plump and juicy as the ones at the store.
Spoken like a man who has never seen a homegrown tomato. What do you mean homegrown vegetables are not actually going to be as perfect? They literally taste so much better and can get so much larger and more interesting. I like, you've got to stop bringing things up where you don't know what you're talking about. I'm saying this as somebody who has simply grown tomatoes and also had friends hand out like, hey, we grew these pumpkins. Literally leagues beyond what you can buy at the store. It's crazy.
They'll you know, look a little artisanal. But you know, if you go to a friend's house and they make dinner it's with vegetables from their garden, it's a nice touch.
So that's what
This is what work is going to be like.
You know, I get.
That's what work is going to be like, he says. I just think it's so like revealing of his mindset in that a tomato that you grew yourself, which actually tastes better, is not as good as something you get from the store because it's not perfect, essentially. And that kind of slightly explains where all of these AI people come from, where they want everything to be completely devoid of human everything because God forbid anything have a human touch to it or be artisanal. These people literally hate art, by the way. But yeah, he's stupid, and I'm moving on from this section. I have to get to the part where he talks about Ian Banks, actually. Hold on. Skipping ahead for that. This part is so stupid. Wait, I might have gone forward too much. Hold on. Oh, here we go. So Ian Banks was a science fiction author that Elon talks about a lot, about like, oh yes, I'm so inspired by Ian's vision of the future, but look how this plays out right here.
Agency.
Minimal compared to
in
the
their
mind.
small way.
But the irony, I mean, Ian Banks, as you know, was a
Wait, hold on. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically he brings up that he's really inspired by this, and then Yanni is saying, but like, Ian Banks was a socialist though?
one, because I don't think humans have agency in that future.
They have agency.
Minimal compared to
in
the
their
mind.
small way.
But the irony, I mean, Ian Banks, as you know, was a socialist. Ian Banks had a very different political philosophy.
I'm not sure I would entirely agree with that.
Let's agree that that could be where we end up.
Let's go ahead and see if Elon Musk's stupid vision of the future that he's describing would actually be socialism and reliant on people like him acting completely differently and not being billionaires in the first place. Ian Banks, if it's one thing right-wing people are going to do, it's completely misunderstand the media that they claim they're inspired by. Banks's political stance has been termed left of center, and in 2002, he endorsed the Scottish Socialist Party. So you're literally actually just reading these like socialist sci-fi novels, which a lot of the sci-fi novels fall into leftist modes of envisioning the future. And you're just ignoring all of the politics of it and being like, I know how we're actually going to get there. Robots. No. Come on, bro. All right. Moving on from this part right here, I'm going to skip ahead to where he starts talking about the moon base. Give me a second. Okay, we'll do right here. He really covers it all in this interview. I have to give him points for... I don't have to do anything, and I refuse.
Pay off in 5 to 10 years. And, in the case of SpaceX, I want to extend consciousness beyond Earth. And...
Why? Consciousness, humanities, is the worst thing to ever happen to this Earth. I don't want us up anywhere else. We're gonna ruin that too.
And have a growing civilization on the moon, Mars, and elsewhere in the solar system. The return, I think ultimately this would have a very high return on investment, but in the short term, we'll be spending all this money on a moon base and a Mars base, and then people are like, I'm gonna get all this pressure for like, well, you missed your earnings this quarter because you spent too much on Mars. I'm like, yes. By the way, that was in the S1 prospectus, and it's literally listed as a thing we will do. So we did. So, but they still get grumpy about these things, because they're like, well, you had whatever, you said your gross margin would be this, and it's actually slightly worse, and now we're going to punish you, and the short sellers all.
So as with all things, he is explaining this in a very circular way, but it's actually like Elon's vision for humanity is so deep, actually, that he sometimes will even ignore direct profit. He goes against capitalism in an effort to get us all up there on his moon colony. And that's not really the flex he thinks it is. That just makes you sound insane, actually.
Descend upon you, and you get a lot of pressure.
You're going to get a lot of that.
Yeah, so I just need some way to sort of, say like, listen, guys, we're going to focus on 5 to 10 year or longer time horizon investments. This will depress our short-term earnings, but if you take a long-term view, and there are investors, we have many investors that do take a long-term view. In fact, I'm a big fan of the retail investors. In fact,
and also it's going to make him a bunch of money, which is why he's doing this as well. Color me shocked. Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead when he starts talking about like Star Trek, because that part really sent me, actually. Here we go.
So that the future light cone of consciousness is as big as we could, like that. There's an exciting future where we're a spacefaring civilization out there among the stars, and the great things that are envisioned in the non-dystopian sci-fi books and movies become real one day. I sort of want the Star Trek, Star Wars future. The Star Wars.
He's done it again, chat. Listed something that is undeniably and incredibly leftist media. Star Trek, it doesn't get much more left-wing than that in terms of a worldview, and thinks that if he just capitalism's hard enough, he's going to get to this literal post-money society. Again, no. And also, if your vision from the world, or if your vision for the world is based off of literally Star Wars, again, I just find myself scared that this person has any sort of influence at all, because what are you talking about? Someone says he has power, he controls so much. Yeah, the thought really makes me just wanna, I don't know, I'm running out of metaphors. I'm becoming dumber. I'm becoming stupider. Sorry. Just felt a little dramatic. Let's go ahead and see what my next point is that I wrote down that made me scream. Oh God. Okay, so then he starts talking about politics, and you can imagine how that goes. They talk a bit about Ukraine, and then this next section, U.S. politics. And just so you see, chat, look at this bar. Look how much I done skipped ahead. I would never subject y'all to this entire interview. I pre-watched this, even though it killed me, and just to make sure I'm not like watching a bunch of really boring parts. Okay, so U.S. politics, Elon Musk, go.
I'm reminded of the old adage that there are no angels in war.
It's a similar tone, I think, about domestic politics, where you've played a big role domestically, politically here. You spent a lot of money on Donald Trump's re-election. After the election, you got very actively involved. Through Doge, you tried to cut a lot of spending, reshape the government. How do you feel? That it wasn't hugely successful.
Nah, Zanny, how do I feel? Ask me that. You don't need to be interviewing Elon about how he feels like he is Elon Musk all over the United States of America. Ask me how I feel, because I have a lot to say about that. I'm pissed. I'm angry. I'm upset.
Successful in the sense that, there wasn't nearly as much spending cut as you tried. How do you, as you look back on that, do you regret getting so involved in politics? Do you think it was a good thing to do?
See, it's starting to jump out a little bit. She just said point blank to this man's face, you weren't even successful. And there wasn't as much spending cut as you tried. And Elon is starting to go into baby mode a little bit here. I think the wall is starting to crack, where he might have realized, like, wait a second, I thought this was just supposed to be a glazing session. It does not go well for him for the remainder of this interview. She really let him get comfortable for like an hour.
I think I got a little too involved in politics, got carried away, frankly. So the the goal with this sort of Doge stuff was to try to do something about the deficit, which is massive.
No. The goal with the Doge stuff was to just try to see how much you could get away with your new unchecked power, because you just could not believe that you and Donald Trump were such close friends and he would be willing to literally gift you a government position. That's what actually happened, because there was literally no sort of sense of accountability or logic to any of Doge's actions whatsoever.
Where the interest payments exceed the amount of money spent on the Department of War. Like, basically, if you add up all the money spent on what is now the Department of War and the and intelligence in the U.S., that is smaller than the interest payments on the debt. So that we need to sort of take a close look at spending and make sure that money is being spent in sensible ways and that it is not wasted or spent on fraudulent activities.
And by fraudulent activities, he means foreign aid. Medical research, obviously, anything related to healthcare or real people, boots on the ground living, must be sacrificed in the name of literally this unholy war and space travel. And again, it's like, could you maybe stop killing people for your Star Trek dream, which, by the way, you completely missed the point of?
I got a lot of flack from this for this, obviously. But the people don't understand just how simple it was for the Doge team to approve payments. If we literally we just asked to have the contact information of the recipient or some evidence that, say, money was going to its intended purpose. But over and over that we're told, oh, we need to wire money for some sort of important cause in Africa, and we're like,
He's about to sit here and explain why foreign aid was actually a bad thing.
okay, but the wiring instructions are to Deloitte and Touche in D.C., in Washington D.C., not to Africa. So we would like to send the money to Africa. Can you please connect us with the recipients so we can send them the money directly? And then we'd get silence.
We don't need to relitigate Doge.
I agree with her. I'm not really here to sit around and rediscuss the failure that was Doge, but I just want to say it's very, very convenient how anything that you actually want to spend money on, the United States military, is legitimate as hell. But God forbid we actually do anything that matters, and you conveniently can figure out how to label it fraud so you can cut it. Obviously, this is just a cop-out to cut aid. I really hate it. And a lot of people are suffering, by the way, because of this. Elon Musk isn't just some like hee hee ha ha kind of figure. These actions had consequences, and those consequences are death, unfortunately.
No doubt that there's a lot of waste in the US government. I think probably
Much worse than anyone could possibly imagine.
But the way, I think there is, it is a fair criticism that the way you shut down a whole bunch of programs probably, in fact, certainly caused unnecessary suffering. I mean,
she's starting to grill him, bro. Keep going. Keep going. Just don't let your foot up off his neck, or I'm gonna get mad.
No.
No?
No.
You don't buy that at all?
It caused a lot of complaining.
You don't buy the idea that anybody, to put it really crudely and simply, any kid in Africa died because of the suddenness with which...
Zero.
It's actually kind of... It's actually kind of fascinating to see this happen in real time. And if you're wondering why I wanted to show you this video, it's not because I think we need to be following all of Elon Musk's, you know, we need to live in his world where I report on every single thing that he does. I genuinely hate spending any time thinking about this, but I actually felt like this was the very first time I was starting to see it crack. You can get him to a point where if you confront him with reality hard enough, the only thing he can start saying is, no, and he's just going to keep doing this over and over for the remainder of this interview. It's terrible.
I just don't think that's right. I just don't think I've had people reporting in Africa who...
How many NGOs are there that could step in? Because bear in mind, it happened quickly, and there are literally tens of thousands of NGOs.
That is a terrible answer. NGOs, non-government organizations. He literally just said, what does it matter that we're cutting aid and people are suffering or dying when there's so many non-government organizations that could just step in and fulfill the cost? You are an NGO that could step in and save people, but you absolutely refuse to do this. I think that's just such an insanely cop-out answer of like, okay, fine, we did cut it, but the government shouldn't have to do this. People don't have to suffer if everyone just donates enough. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, not everyone functions.
Someone said, what's NGO? Non-government organization. Someone said charity is the band-aid on the bullet hole. Thank you. That's not going to save us, brother. But if it is, open that wallet quickly.
As fast as you do. If funding is cut off for antiretrovirals overnight and it just stops, then people will die when they don't have access to them. And it just...
only if they cannot get funding for that. But the Gates Foundation has $50 billion.
Bill Gates gives money away, and so we have absolutely no responsibility to save, to help, to aid, to provide, to feed, to clothe, because some people are more generous than me. Oh my God, man. Come on.
What about that? What about any one of a number of organizations? What about
well, in lots of these countries, USAID...
Mackenzie, whatever her last name is, used to be Bezos, gave $50 billion.
Scott. Mackenzie Scott. Get her name right. She's still a billionaire, so you're not going to catch me glazing. But I will say this. This is not an asterisk. If a billionaire was going to do anything with their money, I would prefer more of them to move like Mackenzie Scott Bezos until they're not billionaires no more. That's how I feel about her. We still really should not need a Mackenzie Scott in the grand scheme of how society works, but you better keep funding those HBCUs.
What about that?
But let's be practical. In many of these countries, USAID was the biggest funder. But I don't want to have an argument.
USAID was a political organization.
It may also have been that, but it was the biggest funder of healthcare systems. So I'm very
Biggest
sure that there was
funder of regime change.
And there may well be.
You're starting to see him. The Twitter troll energy is jumping out now. He's becoming more antagonistic in this, and it's just getting ugly, getting sad, actually.
Benefits from having changed
Also,
the system.
USAID funding was not stopped. It was moved to the State Department.
It was stopped. There were huge numbers of things shut down in Africa that were
No, there were
health
claims
related.
of this. These
There are claims of this because it happened, Elon. This is literally like there were claims that the sky was blue. Does that mean that the sky was blue? Did you fact check that yourself? Yeah, we kind of just looked outside. What are we doing here?
claims are false.
Oh,
They're
okay.
nonsense, and absolute nonsense. But obviously, just for when funding is stopped for fraudulent organizations or for something.
Oh, now they're fraudulent organizations or something. You can't even bring yourself to say aid anymore.
Do you think they're going to say? Well, please keep funding the fraud? Or do you think they're going to come up with a sad story that sounds sympathetic in order to get the funding restored? Obviously, it will be the latter, and that's exactly what they did. But zero.
So no one actually is dying. No one died. We didn't need to be doing any of the work that we were doing. It's just a lie because everyone's mad that Elon's not giving the money anymore. Sure. The absolute lack of empathy for human lives it's actually jarring. It's genuinely jarring.
Died because
Well,
of
that's
Doge.
what I would take
Point
issue with.
zero.
Because I think I actually have a lot of sympathy for the change of the aid regime that the US under the Trump administration has precipitated. However,
Yeah.
I think the pace and the suddenness with which it happened will almost certainly have caused unnecessary suffering and deaths. And I think both of those can be
No,
true.
I think that's totally false.
Okay. Well,
And
let's
obviously false because there are the amount of funding we're talking about is far less than what can be done than what can be supported via private via foundations like the Gates Foundation.
Then donate, you idiots! Come on, man. I'm dying here.
Or Mackenzie Bezos' foundation. She's given away tens of billions of dollars. The Gates Foundation has tens of billions of dollars.
So-
They are capable of acting very quickly.
No one is supposed to have to do this. I don't know of any simpler way of putting this. Just genuinely, there should not be anybody with tens of billions of dollars to give away in place of literally people just being taken care of by the society that they live in. Globally, locally, whatever. Like, to hear somebody sit here and argue so hard of why actually we should make the world a worse place no matter how many people die because of it, because charity, is infuriating.
And if they didn't, I would say they're equally responsible,
I see. Okay.
obviously.
All right. Fair point.
Zero people
I
died
hear-
because of
I
Doge.
hear you loud and clear.
Zero,
Hear you loud and clear.
obviously.
Domestically, you
Yeah, he's starting to crash out. So moving on from this sort of scenario, 154, 1059. Okay, cool. I'm going to move on to 10715. So the interview is winding down. He has yet to get as angry as he hasn't hit peak anger yet, but as you see, he's getting there because zero 0.0 anything that you said happened. But she kind of shifts to just a larger view on, hey, let's talk about the racism, let's talk about the fascism, the xenophobia, all of these things. Let's talk about you contributing to this, because you did. And yeah, this is just his swan song right here. Someone said, for as wealthy as he is, he's truly worthless. It's like inverse worth. You are literally like the existence of the actions that you are committing is making everything worse. Net negative effect on society. Stop being like this. You got me feeling like Twin Peaks. Like, fix your hearts or die. I can't stress this enough. I'm stressed. I forget stressing it enough. I'm stressed. I'm stressed out. I'm not gonna crash out. But y'all got me stressed. In fact, I'm gonna take a break for this and tell you about the song that keeps getting stuck in my head. Y'all ever heard the song Crash Out by Tanashi? She only dropped it like a couple weeks ago, and it keeps playing in my head. I'm about to crash out. The chorus says, I think I'm about to lose it. I don't even care no more. I've been on some cool ish, but I'm about to lose control. I'm about to crash out. Every time I go outside, I think I'm about to lose it. I genuinely feel as though I'm on a thin line lately, baby. It's a thin line, actually. But that's okay. That is okay. We're not going to crash out today. I'm not going to lose control. I'm putting it all back in the box. But yeah, that song is catchy as hell. I'm about to crash out. Anyways, it's the theme song of today for sure. All right. Tell me how you're not a racist, Elon. And then we can finally move on from this interview forever.
The TV and conventional media.
And why are you... This is, I guess, even to me, sort of the bigger picture question. Why do you focus on this? Why are you interested in it? Because on the one hand, we started this conversation and you described to me this extraordinarily transformative, amazing, sort of, civilizational changing stuff that's happening in the next 10 years.
Yes.
And yet you're also, an ongoing participant in the worst kind of tribalism, cesspit of social media. Like, how does that fit? Are you, on...
Someone said it to his face. Every single day, and I do mean every day, I just dream. I dream of a scenario in which somebody like this gets confronted to their actual face in an environment in which they cannot just wriggle their way out of it. They can't just walk away. They can't shut you down. They can't say next question, because I just want to see how they react. And I finally got it thanks to this Economist interview.
They're two very different views of the world.
Yeah, I don't think they're inconsistent.
But
Okay.
Why do you do the latter one? The tribalism. I mean, people say that you're a racist. People say that you're, there's all kinds of things said about you, which I'm sure you would disagree with. But I just don't understand. What is the motivation for doing that? Are you fomenting?
My partner is she's half Indian, and my...
No! Don't meet the you're a racist accusations with my partner is half Indian. What have we done? Also, which partner do you mean? Because you have like 10 children at just as many women. You were a weirdo on that front, but like...
Right, and I have 4 children with her. One of them was named after a famous Indian physicist.
Oh, so your child was named after a scientist, and that's why everybody who says you're a racist for literally seeking out racist propaganda on Twitter and constantly signal boosting it and drawing attention to it and turning it into a right-wing hate funnel, we're all wrong.
So I would say I'm not racist, and also if you look at the people that are employed at my companies, we have senior executives of all races.
The man said, I'm not racist. I employ people of color. What do you mean? I got so many blacks on my payroll. The coloreds, they be all up in my company, making me money all day while I just stand back and watch them dance for me. Why is anybody calling me racist? I am going to die. It's not going to be today, but when it is, this is going to cross my mind for sure.
There's I don't think there's any racism there.
Are you anti-Muslim?
I am. I'm against having if people.
Somebody just asked you if you was anti-Muslim and you didn't say no. You just sat there for 10 seconds trying to figure out how not to say yes to the fact that you are anti-Muslim. Go ahead and explain that one away though, because I actually would love to hear this. I genuinely would like to hear this.
Coming to a country with antithetical views.
Oh no.
I am against that. I'm against that. You know, I'm against I'm against rape and murder.
See, this is like, I can't laugh. This is not funny. This is disgusting. Are you anti-Muslim? Well, I'm not going to say no, because these people have antithetical views, and I'm against rape and murder. You are genuinely, like, that's depraved levels of xenophobia, actually, Islamophobia, all of the things. This is actually disturbing that this person's just sitting around signal boosting these narratives and even reiterating them on platforms like this. Disgusting, actually. I didn't cut anything out. I cut nothing out. It wasn't like she brings up Muslims and then there's like 20 minutes that I removed and then he's talking about murder and rape. Now he just made that jump immediately in his mind. Moving on, or moving forward further into the cesspit.
I'm against the imposition of rules and laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West.
You are the worst, bro. Also, what we've quote unquote come to accept in the West is also rape and murder, actually. If I want to think about like actual instances of the things he's talking about, the things that we culturally allow, is over here, specifically in the United States of America, where he's being interviewed. Sorry, what are you talking about, brother? This is actually crazy. I can point to the actual problem in the room if you want me to, is what I'm getting at, but I don't think you want to, because it's you. You are the one doing this. And I think it's a crying shame that the sort of traditional media like you don't recognize this.
First of
Oh, he's getting a little bit sassy though. Wait, he's hold on. Elon's feeling a little heated right now. Traditional media, like you, Zanny, aren't being as Islamophobic as I am. Why is that?
all, I think that you hugely exaggerate the challenges that Europe faces. Secondly, in areas I completely agree with you. I think that, you know, the constraints on freedom of speech in the UK in certain areas are problematic. What worries me is that
Now, see, I don't know what she's referring to there. And I'm scared. This is the part where I say I'm not actually super like down with the Economist or the Sandy Meadows person or anything like that, because I will say, to hear anything that Elon just said and say there are parts that I agree with, I'm like, which parts? I need you to write them down quickly, but let's just keep going.
people you are supporting are really quite vile people in some areas. Like some members of the AFD, Alice Weidel, whom I've met, is a perfectly thoughtful person, but in her party are some real neo-Nazis, are some really, really awful people. And your blanket support of this kind of party with 240 million followers means that you have a power in Europe that I think perhaps you don't realize the scale.
But I have to appreciate, she literally just said, these are neo-Nazis. You're associating with them with 240 million people listening to your every word. Hey, you have an impact. What do you have to say about that?
Scale of impact you have. But you can
good. I
influence.
hope I am having a big
But
impact.
why?
Not somebody just told you you're a neo-Nazi platformer. And you're like, well, good. Better than me being a neo-Nazi and no one listening. Brother, you got it in this interview. Elon, you have to walk away. You have to walk away. Put the phone down. Give me a call. This isn't your heart.
Why should you? Why should you be able to shape European politics? You don't even live there.
I think of it as the sort of the West collectively.
But do you see why this makes people think that this man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics? It makes people...
I feel the same way too as an American. Why do you think you have any sort of say on this just because you have money?
It's why, we started this conversation saying superlatives. It's why people loathe you.
Sorry.
And some people do loathe.
Sorry. See what I mean? I told y'all in the beginning. I know some of y'all was not going to believe me. I knew I said in the beginning when she was glazing him. And yeah, a lot of y'all probably really hated that really bad. But I told y'all to trust me. I told y'all to let this interview cook. She was just saying that in the beginning so she could lead up to being able to say, this is literally why people hate you, because you are a racist, a neo-Nazi platformer who is ruining politics all over the world. So it finally actually happened. It was said to Elon Musk's face that everyone hates him, and I couldn't be happier.
With you.
Yes, some people do.
But
I
do you
don't care.
understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care. But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't.
$250 million miserable, hateful people, a lot of which are bots, by the way. Not all of Elon Musk's followers are real, but let's say that they were a bunch of people co-signing evil is essentially a sign that evil is right. Is this really what we're actually going to try to do here, Elon? Well, I have more followers than the truth, so actually the truth is the real lie. Come on, man. I hate this so much.
And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize. Do you realize the media is despised? Do you realize that journalists, the view of journalists is
I love when somebody says they're not mad. He said, I don't care that people don't like me. And now he's sitting here trying to like rile her up because he's actually so offended. He's so offended.
It's like a favorable view of journalists is like 15%.
I do know that. In the United States...
So the shoe is on the other foot. They hate you. They hate you far more than they hate me.
I think there is certainly a loss of trust in journalism. I think in part there have been mistakes by journalists and journalism.
He's crashing out. That's what I deem a crash out. Yeah, bro, he's lost. He's gone. It's over. It's over. Actually, if at the end of the day, the only actual cogent response you can muster up for people hate you because you're a terrible person is, oh yeah, well, they hate you more. You're literally just proving you don't have a leg to stand on. And whether journalists are not to be trusted is meaningless to me. That's not the point of this at all. You just have nothing to say for yourself.
I totally acknowledge that. But I also think that the kind of polarized environment, particularly on social media, fostered by the kinds of things you are pushing on X, actually helps this, makes it worse.
I don't think so. I think you're the problem, the media. And speaking of loathing, you're loathed far more than I am, and you don't seem to even realize that.
I think very few people know who I am relative to you, so I don't think I play in the same game.
The media.
It's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. And yeah, no, like, what is this delusion? Actually, I don't rock with the media either. I will never read. I don't even have any good media left, bro. Like, CBS trash, Washington Post trash, New York Times trash. All the media outlets that we have are just actual dumpster fires to varying degrees, for sure. But that pales in comparison to the amount of actual smoke I have for somebody like Elon Musk. What are we doing here? This is not a rebuttal. You're not proving anything.
Idiot collectively. So, I mean, you're hated.
He literally just keeps saying, no, you, no, you.
Do you even know that? You probably don't.
I like to think that I'm aware of my own personal shortcomings and the Economist's shortcomings and our worldview's shortcomings.
Yeah.
But what we stand for, as you know, is liberal values, traditional, classical liberal values.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's the part where once again I'd be zooming out and I'm like, Zanny, what do you mean by traditional classical liberal values? Because I wonder as a leftist if I would be agreeing with her on that. Something tells me that would not be the case as somebody who tries to be much further to the left than what is considered to be classical liberalism. But that's not what we ain't here to cook her, though. I'm not here to cook her today. That could be a different chat.
Where we worry about concentrations of power and we believe in the individual and the dignity of the individual and individual freedom.
Right. I agree with that.
Firmly believe that. And I have long thought that you were a classical liberal. But when I read what you post, classical liberal, J.S. Mill, limited government, individual freedom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But when I read what you post on your feed, I sometimes wonder whether you really do believe in that.
I literally said, look, I believe in safe cities, secure borders, and sensible spending with respect to government.
Literally everything that right-wing people like him bring up as a reason for their hate, it's made up after the fact. You were literally starting from a place of xenophobia. And so now you have to justify, wait, why do we hate immigrants? Oh, I know. We're going to say essentially that they're stealing our jobs. They're criminals, etc. You start from a place of anti-blackness, and then you have to retroactively justify this. How do we do this? Oh, we're going to say black people are a drain on society. We're going to say all these really negative, untrue things. You're ugly, you're this, that, the other, while also trying to strip us from everything we have to contribute, taking it and relabeling it as if you created it. And I guess just like hearing over the course of this 1.5 hour interview, he did this for every single thing. You hate the idea of foreign aid because you hate everybody who lives anywhere else from you. So you retroactively have to decide that it's fraud. Okay, we're good. You hate Muslim people because you're Islamophobic. So you got to decide, actually, I'm going to just label all of these people heinous criminals, and that will justify it. He does not have a single, and I mean a single, cogent or actual reason for anything he does other than the hate. And it's just so clear. Like, yeah, I'm skipping. There's only a few minutes left on this. I've skipped so much of this interview, but I'm just telling you right now, you didn't miss anything that would have actually tied together his worldview in any meaningful way. He's just delusional, stupid, and trashy, really.
That doesn't make me right-wing at all, in the least.
Does the US or do European countries score better on those?
The US is better.
No.
Yes.
Safe cities, much more dangerous in the US than the UK. Sensible spending, bigger deficit here, out of control. You managed, you've.
Let me show you, by the way, the sensible spending that's happening in the United States. Have any of you seen the Oval Office recently? I don't know if you guys saw that. So basically, baseball player Shohei Ohtani went to go visit President Trump for whatever reason. And I saw the picture of this and I saw what the Oval Office is looking like nowadays. I did not realize how intensely they had uglified this place. Brother, what is that? What is that? This is terrible. This is ugly. Everything that is happening right now is literally trying. Not only is it completely senseless spending at the expense of actual healthcare, access to things that people need to live, etc., you're doing this while simultaneously curating this ugly maximalist aesthetic of opulence and very intentionally trying to signal in any way that you possibly can that you have unlimited money. Everything is getting so ugly and so obvious. If the White House had a theme, it's frivolous spending. That's why it looks ugly, and not in a good way. Actually, I like a good tacky aesthetic, but not this. Not from these people. Come on, man. Pissing me off really badly. Anyways, so I'm gonna kind of skip past this part, but basically they start getting into nah, the US is worse, no, Europe is worse, or whatever. And then we get this really incredible part on air conditioning. Oh, but before that, of course, we have to get his argument that we must incarcerate everyone.
Doris DA or judges that fail to incarcerate repeat violent offenders. And if somebody gets arrested 50 times, literally, for violent crimes, and eventually they're going to kill somebody. so you either incarcerate them or people will die.
Sure, Elon, we get it. How could someone from somewhere else ever be anything other than a criminal? We must detain them. Anyways, moving on.
I'll give you an interesting number. There are more people that die in Europe from heat deaths than people that die from gun deaths in America.
So then, do you think gun deaths in America are not a big deal? First of all, I don't know if that's true, and it doesn't actually matter if it's true. Let's say more people in Europe die from heat death, which let's not even think about what that says about the state of the climate and our responsibility towards that. What the hell would that possibly have to do with the fact that we really just want to stop seeing children get gunned down because they just went to school that day? Every single week, multiple times a week, actually hundreds of times in a given year, children are just dying because they went to school. And you're over here trying to say, well, they don't have air conditioning in Europe, so why are you criticizing me at all? I actually think I'm going to, I've said I'm going to die or scream or cry like 15 times during this, and I haven't even been making you watch the interview in its entirety. So imagine how I feel seeing all of this for the second time, and then I'm going to have to see it again when I'm editing. So forgive me if I never make another Elon Musk video ever again. Anyway, to this whole heat death thing, he says,
why aren't you writing an article about air conditioning?
Well, we've done several on air conditioning, and we had on our cover last week a whole long piece about why
pro air conditioning.
Yeah, we're very pro air conditioning.
Okay, good. Well, good.
Very pro.
Good for
you should read us. Absolutely.
So,
credit where it's due. I think
credit's.
He's stupid, man. He's actually dumb. Okay, checking my... Okay, so if I had to leave you with any part of this, if there's any sort of summary of how he thinks this went, let's see why everyone seems to hate the things that he says or not believe him or think he's just full of it. It's not because he's wrong about everything. It's actually because he's always been right about everything. Hold on, skipping forward. It's the part where he starts talking about Cassandra. I was like, okay, bro, go ahead, live in delusion. Okay, we're going to skip all of this. I do not need to hear this immigrants' take on immigration. Oh, here we go. All right.
Evidence will be able to decide which of us is more or less right. And we will find evidence for both of our views in different parts of Europe. The question is what the overall
I'm very good at predicting the future. I'm not perfect, but I'm very good at predicting the future. My batting average is very high for a human. But this does have somewhat of a Cassandra effect, where people don't believe that what I'm saying is likely to be true, because I can.
You're so good at seeing the future because you have such a good track record and that's why no one believes you. I don't really think that that's exactly how Cassandra's story went down, but
Can see into the future with a higher, not perfectly, but with a higher probability of success than most people. So, and including things that people believe to be, in some cases, counterintuitive. Again, I'm not saying I'm always right. I certainly am.
But are you ever right? Start there. Have you ever been right about anything?
Not, but my batting average is very good. But this does have, like I said, a Cassandra effect where people don't realize that what I'm saying will come to pass. Maybe not exactly in the timing that I thought, but it will come to pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 minutes left. They basically just say bye. He leaves. It's over. It's done. 1 hour, 24 minutes. My entire live stream, or my entire recorded session I've done has been shorter than that. We've covered this in 1 hour and 20 minutes, including all of my commentary. So as you see, I cut a lot of this out, but I do think you kind of got the bigger parts of this. I think the thing is, it would be a lie if I ever said I was surprised by anything Elon Musk does or says. I didn't think that that was going to happen, and nothing here surprised me either. But I do think genuinely, I feel like I understand a little bit more how this level of delusion is actually working. I probably could have told you, but I guess just seeing the confirmation of you lie and you lie and you lie until somebody builds a complete enough picture of what reality is actually like. And then once you realize it's not working anymore, you just flip a table and start pointing the finger and actually saying, well, you're a bigger problem than I am. So what does it really matter? And that was the Elon Musk Economist interview, which, as you see, was largely unedited. Largely unedited. Did he say anything about this, by the way? I'm actually genuinely confused. I'm actually genuinely curious. I didn't look this part up for the stream. Elon Musk Economist interview. But I saw that Wapo was saying that he was like lashing out. Okay. The billionaire took issue with the line of... Oh, stop. The billionaire took issue with the line of questioning, which included race, his work with Doge, and his promotion of misinformation on X. Okay, is he saying anything? Oh, here we go. So predictable. Since the interview, Musk has lashed out, calling Bezos a, quote, traitor to the West, plain and simple, a, quote, woke NPC with zero self-awareness, and an unthinking NPC. And he did not actually respond to the Washington Post for when they requested a comment. So there you have it, folks. If you were wondering, like, is there any sort of way of saving face after this? No, he just went right back to Twitter speak. And it's also insane to me that, like, say what you will about The Economist, say what you will about Zanny's conduct in this interview, but, like, he did this himself. She did not trick him, really. She didn't put words in his mouth. She literally just let this man keep talking. It's like a pinball in the little machine, and she just kept redirecting him until he fell down the crash out slot. And that was the Elon Musk Economist interview. I need so much brain bleach after that, actually, but yeah, sorry. Sorry. Somebody in my chat says, bro, he is the NPC. He literally acts like a computer. He literally does. We saw him rebooting and freezing. We saw him lagging, doing all of the NPC things in this interview because he literally goes off of his script. It's insane. Someone said the whole NPC thing is crazy as well because why is a grown man speaking like a teenager? Literally, like, you're an NPC is so not an actual response to anything. That's what you say when you're giving up on a conversation. My God. Someone said he's a horrible person on all levels. That's pretty much always going to be correct. No matter what the story is, you could put Elon in the title and just say he's a horrible person on all levels. You're going to have the most solid take on this. Also, somebody said unrelated, but where is your shirt from? It's from Stay Cold Apparel. Not relevant, but yeah, that's where I got the shirt from. Reading chat. So many comments on this. Someone say he needs to be validated so bad. That's why she did it in the beginning, bro. That's why she was sitting there saying, like, not to be superlative, but you've done all these things, you're building the future, because he got way too comfortable. And then you can turn around and say you're promoting hate and people loathe you, and a lot of things you're saying are untrue, and the decisions that you made are killing people in other places, and you're not taking responsibility. And that's when he just looked the absolute worst. Reading chat. Someone said I'm joining now, better late than never. Yeah, you at the very end of this little segment. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on Elon. I'm gonna record an outro and then talk about a couple other things before the end of the stream. But yeah, let's make this outro. Someone said, D'Angelo, D'Angelo, why you did it to us? Because I'm toxic. I'm going to put this in the video. I got a comment right here that says, D'Angelo, why have you done this to us? Why would you make this? I'm a toxic individual. There's only so much suffering I can take alone. I think if it was just me by myself in this world, having to sit with all these feelings, I would just implode like some sort of defunct star. So it actually made me feel better to make you feel my pain. No, that sounds really bad when I put it that way, but yeah, that's kind of, I was thinking along those lines, but that's okay. I'm going to learn and grow. And also know you. That's why I made the Elon Musk video. No, actually you. Anyways, that's about all I have to say about Elon Musk. Everybody say goodbye. Say goodbye. That's all we've got. Hopefully you never have to think about this ever again. I know I will certainly try not to, but yeah, I actually recorded this video live right here on YouTube, where I stream quite frequently Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Unless, of course, I don't, in which case I'm probably just, I don't know, sleeping. But yeah, hopefully I catch you in the next stream or the next video. And if not, that doesn't matter at all. Okay, bye. Oh my God, man. Okay, we're done. I stopped recording. Let me drink some water. Let me drink a lot of water. Let me drink a good swig over here. So much water, man. Oh my God. Oh, so cringe, man. So we need to cleanse after this topic. I'm trying to think of a cleanse. We can talk about my eyebrows for a second. Look, I'm on week 3 and they still look good. Sorry, I was like way up in the camera. I was really scared when I first bleached my eyebrows. I was actually terrified that like when I got to week 3, they were gonna look really wonky or whatever. But low key, they kind of got like this two-tone effect going on. So I'm just leaving them as is. If I could get like at least 3.5 weeks, that's all I ask for. Excuse me. If I could get 3.5 weeks out of these bleach brows, I will commit to it. I don't want to do anything more often than that. But yeah, I was so scared that I was going to be walking around looking crazy, but I'm like, this is a bop too, bro. I don't know why people hate the grown out stage so much. It's fun, actually. It's great. Someone said they look better than day one. I literally agree. I actually genuinely agree with you that they look a little more interesting and a little more solid than they did on the first day. So yeah, this is, shout me out, baby. I love the eyebrows, bro. Here, I'll show you the place I got my shirt from, so you can see some of the stuff I've been on recently. It's so funny. And actually, I have a stupid dream. So I got this one from Stay Cold Apparel. Let's see, if we go to their t-shirts, you see they have like the worst aesthetic imaginable, but it's basically just a lot of this stuff. Oh, I really like this one, actually. I would wear this. Oh, I would really, really wear the heck out of this for sure. Yeah, I like that. They have a lot of ones with like anime girls and stuff. That's not super my vibe, but I like the ones that have just the weird metal cringe, like Venom type beat stuff. So yeah, I got this shirt from Stay Cold, which I'm really happy about. But I'm gonna tell you about my stupid dream. I low key. Someone said, are they cotton? Yeah, mine's cotton. I want to model for this type of aesthetic, not for Stay Cold specifically. I don't really have brand loyalty in that way, but like, I don't think that you could send me down a normal runway at this point, because I look like, you know, a child's coloring book. But I want someone to ask me to wear their cringe metal clothes, because I feel like I look around at the type of models. A lot of white people, by the way, you'll need some diversity. I look around at the type of models they have with like the alt aesthetics, and I'm like, baby, I would crush this. I would kill this. Y'all want somebody with a whack tattoo on their face? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? You think I'm just here to play around? I want to do alternative fashion modeling for somebody. I don't care who it is. Affliction clothing. Affliction, call me. I want to wear your clothes and stand around and look alt and cool, and I want to make people want to buy. Let's just do it. Why not? I feel like I would not look out of place, honestly. But yeah, that's my dream, my life's dream. Ever since I was born, I've always wanted to be an alternative fashion model. That's not true. But I did want to model, and then I started becoming alt, and I was like, ooh, probably Yves Saint Laurent is not going to be interested in that. But then I realized there's a whole other world of modeling. So yeah, sign me up, baby. I want to do it. Someone said you would slay. Someone said Named Collective has some similar clothes. Yeah, I have a whole Named Collective jump, like it's a mesh jersey set. I really like that one a lot, actually. Hold on. But yeah, I could model the hell out of some Named Collective clothes. Look at this right here. Oh, you can't click that. Okay, I don't know where the one I was looking at went, but look, I want to wear. Oh, this is the jersey I have right here. I have this one, but it's not in pink. It's in, this one's like pink and black camo, I guess, which is really cool looking, and would fit my aesthetic pretty well. But I just have it in black and white. I love wearing this full set. The shorts are so good too. They're like so oversized. I don't know how to make this go away so I can actually see the image. Oh, there we go. Yeah. They have a great oversized fit for sure. But yeah, anyways, alternative fashion brands, call me. I will happily be your clothes hanger. I don't care. Someone said their clothes are so beautiful. Named Collective had pretty good quality. I'm happy with Named. I'm happy with Affliction. Stay Cold was really high quality too. And then there's one thing that the rest of you could pry off of my cold dead body. That would be my trip pants. I don't want to talk about how many pairs of these pants I have, actually. Because you're all going to be confused. But when I tell you that everybody back then was right, and that trip pants actually were the future, I can't stop wearing these. If you ever wondered what my cool shorts were that time I went on Smosh, I was just I unzipped the bottom of one of my favorite pairs of trip pants with the triple belt action. I swear to God, if I could exclusively wear these, I would never wear another pants. I have ones with like a skull. I have ones that have like a bunch of studs on them as well. But yeah, Trip NYC. You don't even have to send me any damn clothes. I got them in my closet. Someone said Trip pants forever. I wish they came in bigger size. They should. Everybody should be wearing these. They need to be more inclusive, honestly. Because these pants are great. I don't know how to describe my absolute love for trip pants, bro, but I have it. It lives deep within me. So yeah, shout that out. Someone said in high school you couldn't tell me nothing in these. Yeah. I'm making up for the fact that I never did dress like this back when I wanted to the first time. I didn't want to be seen as cringe or emo or goth, even though I'm not any of those things. Not that those things are bad at all. I didn't want to be seen as alt because all the alt kids I knew got mistreated like hell. Everybody was so mean to them. Everybody was so mean to them. Y'all really sucked for that. Not you specifically. But like, that actually did a number on me. Just being a kid and seeing other kids who had alternative fashion styles, just being treated like absolute crap, like social pariahs. And obviously I internalized a lot of that. So even though I was kind of in the background, like, well, I thought they looked cool. I never said it because I was a coward. But then I grew up into a cooler baby. And now I am very much along the lines of like, I'm going to wear whatever I thought would have been cool when I was 12. Someone said 2000s bullying was severe. It was insane. Why do we hate people for wearing clothes? What? Yeah, no, that was bad, honestly. And thankfully, people are a lot more normal about this nowadays. You will find a lot more people wearing like alternative type stuff anyway. But yeah, I really had to be brave and come out as somebody in the alt community, which I'm glad I did, because it's not just clothes, it's also just an entire way of thinking about things, the way you present your relation into the world and how you're perceived, etc. And it's fun. I love it. I really do. Reading chat. Someone says, I need to see more Black and Latino alt people. Bro, same. Because first of all, we be up in here. First of all, there's already so many POC, Black, Latino, whoever you want to say. We all up in the alt community, but we're not represented. We are not represented. When I go over here and I'm like, oh, I want to buy something off of, I want to buy something off of Stay Cold Apparel, and there's like 50 million white people. Not that everybody here is white. It's just like, we love the hell out of this. Don't let nobody get it twisted. All Black people have been cornering the market on this for a while. There's always one. Somebody's uncle wears the goofy clothes, and it's me now, even though I'm not an uncle. But yeah, we exist. We exist pretty heavily. It's just nobody wants to show that. Also, we need more older people in the alt community. Please. If you are an older person and you have ever been mildly interested in this, now is the time. There is no such thing as a style of clothing that you were too old to wear. If you think it looks cool and that's why you're wearing it. So yeah, 40s, 50s, I don't care. Just go get a facial piercing, go get something tattooed, go put on something that is ridiculous that you're a little unsure about, but it actually makes you feel more powerful and cool. Because we really need to see more more older people. That way it's a double thing, because then the people doing this will be happy. And then y'all can stop judging me. Not y'all, but like the world can stop judging me for making these decisions and being like, oh, you're going to hate yourself. No, I'm not. I run into older alt people all the time. I say this too. I've talked about this before, but like having gotten a lot of like tattoo stuff done and going to tattoo conventions and hanging out, actually, I see more older alt people than I do younger alt people, because a lot of tattoo artists I go to have been tattooing literally for like 10 to 30 years. So like so many people are out here in their 50s with like crazy tats going on or like a cool, style or whatever. But like, again, you have to do what makes you comfortable. If that doesn't make you comfortable, don't do it, right? But if you suspect it could be fun and the AIDS thing is holding you back, it's all a lie. It's a lie. But that's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Someone said, where are all aunties at, like me, elder millennials and them? Yes, more of that for sure. But yeah, don't worry. We all out here. It's not just one specific vision of, it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. Someone says, I wish I could get more piercings, but I'm broken. I heal terribly. Can I show you a piercing that I can't get because I know it's not going to heal properly? Even though I'm really sad about it because it's beautiful to me. I know that this is not going to heal. I would never get this. But I love a well-placed anti-eyebrow. Oh, this one's really, 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 really well-placed. Dude, I love anti-eyebrow piercings. And I also do genuinely feel like I would look so nice with one. I would probably just do like 2 dermals. If not like a surface bar. Oh, that is a big eye. Look at that. You could put like anything on there. I feel like I would probably just do like something simple in titanium. This person absolutely killing the anti-eyebrow. I just feel like it's such a nice thing to put there, but someone said that'd be so cute on you. Thank you. But no, sadly, like I just don't live the kind of lifestyle that would actually make this make sense. Like I'm constantly like going for runs and sleeping on my face and touching my face without meaning to, which is 90% of the reason I have to have such a intense skincare. I'm touching my face right now. It's part of the reason I have to wash my face so often is to try to keep my skin looking nice, because I'm constantly introducing stuff to my face. And like, I know that this would reject, and I probably would only be able to keep it for not even, oh my God, look at this. It's placed so well. It's so simple. It's so beautiful. I get so jealous of people who have anti-eyebrow piercings. I really, really do. But that's okay. A lot of people who get these, they're okay with the fact that they're long-term, they're described as long-term. Oh my God. I'm forgetting the terminology for it, but they're not permanent is the point. It's like long-term temporary. That's what it is. Long-term temporary. So you get this and you know that you can either have it for anywhere from a few weeks to a couple of decades if you're lucky, but it's not forever. It will reject at some point. And I just don't want the rejection to like go wrong. And then I have, you know, a scar on my face, even though it wouldn't look that bad. But like, yeah, but one day I think I'm just going to glue some jewelry right here. Just so I can feel what it's like to have an anti-eyebrow piercing. Because I still want to experience it, honestly. Someone says, why is it called anti-eyebrow? Because it's kind of like if you just took an eyebrow piercing and then you inverted it using the eye as an axis. So it's kind of like an anti-eyebrow, or at least that's my guess. I don't know, but that's why I assumed it was called an anti-eyebrow piercing. I couldn't really tell you. Someone said adhesives. Yeah, that's one I'm gonna glue on, even though I just know it looks so dope. But yeah, I think almost any other thing that I want, I would just do it. I'm not really too worried about my piercings rejecting. It is possible. It is possible that my vertical labrets could reject on me, but like, if they do, I'll just take them out. I have a lot of lip, low key. I think a lot of times rejection is because there's not a lot to like keep it in there, even though piercings can reject for a lot of reasons. But yeah, this is technically a surface piercing, kind of. But I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but I have a feeling I'll be able to keep that for a while. But if not, hey, we ball, and that's okay. And I don't even really have anything else super crazy planned. Like, I'm definitely going to get another lobe piercing at some point after I finish stretching and stuff like up here. But yeah, I think my face is pretty much done, bro. I don't really want another nostril piercing on the other side because I like the asymmetry. And I don't think I have the right anatomy for an eyebrow piercing, even though it looked cool. So yeah, we Gucci on the face. We cool. Someone says, I've never been a person for piercings, but I'm open to getting a tattoo in the future. Heck yeah. You know the drill. Just do your research, check them Google reviews, find their healed work. That's a big one. You cannot be going to people who are unwilling to readily show you their healed work. Because a lot of people are good at applying tattoos that look nice for a picture, but then they didn't apply them properly and they heal crazy as hell. That's not it, bro. Someone says, I love smiley piercings, but they're not practical. Yes, of course, you can't mention smiley piercings without mentioning the smiley piercing queen, Alyssa Liu. And I think she's a great example of how they do look pretty great. I think somebody in chat told me she pierced that herself. I don't know if that's true or someone was lying or I misheard them. But yeah, these are really, really fun. It just literally goes right there when you smile, which I feel like she does a lot. So it's quite a fitting piercing for her. But unfortunately, they are kind of impractical, and they can wreak some absolute havoc on your teeth. I would also imagine, especially with like these spike ends, they can't be helping her. So I don't imagine she would have that one forever. But it's still fun. I wouldn't do it, but it's lit, bro. I think the thing is too, like, I feel like people who mod or whatever, we're a lot more open with the idea of impermanence than people realize. It's okay to just have a piercing for a couple years, or for a photo, or for there are some places where people will do a piercing literally for a photograph and then take it out, like at conventions or as a form of artwork or whatever. There's some piercings that are not actually meant to be worn or experienced for extended periods of time, and those are equally valid. And yeah, sometimes they can leave behind scars or damage or whatever, but as long as everybody is up and up and you actually know the risks, people should just do whatever they want. It doesn't matter. It really don't. Someone says she got dentist money. Exactly. And at this point, Alyssa Leo can go get a whole new set of teeth if that's something she needs. Someone says like the corset piercings. Corset piercings are lit, honestly. People will like pierce and then tie ribbons through it and like make this corset art and stuff. And that's not meant to be worn, but it is meant to be seen. It's just artistic expression. Someone said, I wanted a smiley so bad when I saw it on Chloe Moriando. I really like Chloe's aesthetic. Someone said, I had one for a super short period of time. It fell out. Oof. But when it did, I only wore a metal one in public. I would wear a plastic one in private to protect my teeth. That's smart, though. You're a smarty pants right there. Someone said, well-placed tooth gems look very similar. They do. And I think the tooth gem thing is pretty cute, actually. Tooth gem. I see this every now and then on some people, and I'm like, that's cute. I like that. I just love that people are just literally freestyling. They're just doing whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see more of in this world. People just genuinely doing whatever. More of that. Do that challenge. Someone said, on my third vertical Medusa right now. Vertical Medusa. Vertical Medusa. Okay, so this is a Medusa piercing, right? Would be right here where your philtrum is. So does vertical mean it comes through the top lip and also the philtrum is my guess. I don't think I've heard the term vertical Medusa, but that's my, if I had to guess what that means without seeing it. Hey, he was right. He knows some things. Let's go. I know some things. Yeah, that would be a gestrum. I think usually, yeah, I hear it referred to as like a gestrum. That's a super fun one. But yeah, being on your third one, I'm sure is not exactly fun, but these are the things you got to do. You got to do it, bro. Someone says vertical Medusa the same as a gestrum. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. See, it's just what I have, but on the top lip instead of the bottom lip, honestly, and just one of them in the middle. If you do two, like on this side, then you've got what do they call those, like angel bites or something? And someone said, I heard the vertical Medusa is better for your teeth. It is. Any sort of vertical lip piercing is going to be better for your teeth because it's not actually going inside of your mouth in any way. Like if I there's nothing here, there's no metal in my mouth. Someone said, I used to want a Monroe so bad. I'm glad I didn't do that. I have double nose piercings instead. Double nostril piercings are so cool. And I love when people do a little chain action. Double nostril chain jewelry. I swear to God. Yeah. This right here is Liddy. Oh, look at this person. Image and new tab. I love that look. And that's pretty much, if anything was ever, oh, I'm on the wrong tab. If anything was ever actually, a double chain, gonna inspire me to like get that second nostril piercing that I don't want because I like the asymmetry, it would just be the ability to do a little bit of a chain action, which looks so nice with the septum as well. But as you see, even looks nice without one. Yeah, that's such a fun look, honestly. Someone said Bjork did a corset piercing for a music video. It was for Pagan Poetry. Pagan Poetry is such a beautiful video. Not something I could show you on this stream. But it's a very beautiful music video. Actually, high key, I think Pagan Poetry is one of Bjork's best songs. I love him. That song, bro. He makes me want to hand myself over. I swear to God, that's one of Bjork's best vocal performances. Sorry, I was going far away just thinking about the song Pagan Poetry by Bjork. I love it. Someone says I have to be done with my face because I work in an office. Boo! Not to you, but boo to the office. I feel like offices should be much more accommodating of alt expression. As long as you can do your work, like who cares? But sadly, people do care. So I understand. Reading chat. Someone says, I have double nostril with chain, septum, bridge, and double eyebrows. Wow. That sounds seriously dope. I like can see it, even though I can't see it. I love it. Someone says, I've seen people do a chain from nostril to septum. I've seen that too. Yeah, actually. And it always looks dope as hell. Someone said dogs go Bjork. Is that what Icelandic dogs say? That's not even funny. That wasn't even funny. What do Icelandic dogs say? Bjork. Come on, that's the worst thing I've ever said on this stream. Is she even from Iceland, or am I slandering her? Okay, she is. So at least the joke makes a kind of sense. But I literally just stole your joke and made it worse. And I just said that with my full chest. I'm gonna repeat that to everyone in my life. Because I feel like a lot of people were watching the stream and they didn't get it. Or a lot of people in my life were not watching the stream, so they didn't hear it. But I'm going to repeat that one because it made me laugh, even though I haven't laughed. Oh, also, I made a joke the other day and no one laughed, but I thought it was funny. So I'm going to tell you in this public setting so you can all validate me. Because I didn't get the validation I was looking for and it was very hurtful. So I was in a group message scenario and somebody sent a poem, right? And they were just like, you know, I was feeling kind of down and poetry was the best way I could explore it, right? This is over Discord. Well, for some reason, instead of just like being something that I could open as a picture, I clicked into what I thought was the poem. Excuse me. And then it downloaded onto my phone and I got scared. I was like, whoa, I clicked a link and something's downloading onto my phone. It was just a PDF, right? But I come back and I said, oh, I got scared when I tried to open your poem and it downloaded onto my phone. I said, I was like, not the Trojan horse poem. I know we're having an Odyssey Renaissance, but still. And no one laughed. No one. I didn't get so much as an LMAO. Nobody sent a single crying, laughing emoji reaction. Nobody even double tapped the message to give me the little 100. But I just thought Trojan virus, Trojan horse poem, the Odyssey. It made sense in my head. It's not even that funny, me saying it aloud. I don't even think it's funny anymore. But I was just mad that no one laughed. So... I'm a comedic genius. The world must validate me, obviously. I thought it was kind of clever. I thought it was, some say it's good. I think it's just good. I thought it was like 3 out of 10. Low key. And that's more than 0. But I just felt like it was kind of met with like a 0 out of 10 energy. And I was like, that was at least a 3 on the good joke scale. Come on, baby. Some say I would have chuckled. Even if you just exhaled from your nose in a slightly stronger manner than what is typical for you, I would have accepted that as a reaction. I would. So it's just stone faced. You just sitting there like a Moyai head, huh? This you? Let me see. Moai. I don't know how to spell. Like, yeah, I said the joke and this was everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. Also, sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I felt so included. I was sitting here and I was like, oh my God, it's me, the lost Moai statue. Something about that made me laugh. It added a little bit of whimsy to my life and I could use some whimsy in my life. I don't know about you guys. I really don't. Someone said, no, that was funny. See, there's all kinds of humor in this world. Anyways, y'all, I have had a wonderful stream. People asked for something lighthearted after the Elon thing. I hope I provided that a little bit. I'm not just leaving you with pure rage, but yes, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. Thank you all so much for joining. As always, I'm excited for you to see the video, even though y'all don't gotta watch that video. Hopefully all of the video viewers who didn't catch the stream watch it, but if you just have Musk fatigue, let's all move on, and I will come back with something for you on Thursday. Bye everybody. Thank you.